Hello, everyone. How are you all doing this beautiful Friday night? Squatching After Dark is alive. See who all we've got going on in here. Let me roll my chat up to the top so I can say hi to everybody. Let's see. We got Adventures with Goat. That's a new one. Thanks for being here. Hey, Tim. Murph's Magnets. Park Rat, how you doing? Pond Scum Magnet Fishing. Swamp Rat Nation in the house. 616 Digologist. Janine's Finds, Relic Reaper. And Mud, how you doing? Fat Guy, or something. Sorry, I always do that. Fat Magnet Guy. Hillbilly Magnet Fisher. Oh, let's see who else we got. Motor City Magnets, how you doing? Dawn, the Metal Detective. Jody Mosby, how you doing? William, thanks for joining. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I'm just going through here. Just stick with me while I'm reading everybody out here. We got Starry Lot. Sweet. Oh, Zan Delo, troublemaker himself. Iron Antler Adventures. Thank you all for being here. Appreciate it. This chat's moving. I'm trying to catch up, and you guys are just going. Hey, the treasure seeking Perrys. Right on. BC. Did I just see BC Treasure Trails? I think I did. Right on. I appreciate that. All right, guys. I think I got everybody. I think. If I missed you, I'm sorry. Hey, Mary Monarch. I did. I missed Mary. Cannot miss Mary. Michigan Magneto. I did miss some people. I'm sorry. All right. So, and Venture's here. All right. Thank you, guys. Thank everybody for being here. Hey, there's Chrissy. She's only a few feet away from me, but it's always good to see her pop up in here too. Hey, Bruda. So, how's everybody doing tonight? I hope you're all doing good. Hope everybody's had a good week. Hope everybody's had a good treasure hunting week last weekend, throughout the week. Planning on having some fun this weekend, I hope. I've got my board hung up behind me. I've got a lot of room to fill. I got to get some stickers from a few more people to put up on here. There's some stickers that I've gotten that I've actually put on my car that I've sent out in sticker packs that I need to get replaced. But yep, we got board number 1 going here, so we need to get that thing filled up. Let me Oh, very nice, Dan. Sweet. It's a good find. You did, but it went on my car, Motor City Magnet, so I will need to definitely get another one from you. I need to get one from probably everybody in the group again. All right, Swamp Rat. Oh, Beverly Smith, sweet. Hey, how you doing tonight? So, if you do want to send me stickers for the board, let me know. If I don't already have your address, even if I have, you might want to refresh. Hit me up on my Instagram, or find me on Instagram. Same thing, Magnetic Squatch, and let me know, and we can work it out, and we will get stickers exchanged. I've got some new stickers that'll be in shortly, I hope. I went for some holographic stickers. I don't know how holographic they're going to be. I only did 50 of them to see how it looks, but I do have some of those on the way. But yeah, if anybody wants to do a sticker swap with me, please let me know. And what I'm going to do is when I get the stuff in the mail. I'll do mail call every Friday night. We'll open them up, and as I open them up, we will tack them to the board behind me. Oh. Magnet Junkie. All right. How you doing, Nick? I missed you when you came in here because I was talking. I'm sorry. How you doing, brother man? You've been tearing it up lately. You got some great videos coming out. I would love, Magnet Junkie, if you've got a free Friday night, and you're able to one night, to have you come up here and be a special guest on the live. Just let me know when you're able to, and I'd love to have you come up here. I do have some possible special guests coming up tonight, and I hope they're able to show up. I've got the Sludge Pirates out of Canada are going to join us at some point tonight, which will be fun. If you have seen the Sludge Pirates, they're a fun channel to watch too. They're up there in Canada, and they actually just a few weeks ago found three or four, no, I think it was 4 rifles in one of the spots that they like to go fishing. So that was really cool. And the surprise on their face after one, but then they just kept pulling them up out of the water. It was incredible. So you got to go check out Sludge Pirates. They will be on here tonight. Wow. Adventures with Goat and Tim. Thank you very much. Wow. I really appreciate that. Not yet, Tim. Yeah. I will, Tim. Believe me, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. I mean, and you know what's funny is people already, as it is, think we're married. It's so funny. Hey, Marlon's in the house. Mirror video. Sweet. Thanks for joining. You know, well, yes, I really do need to. I was actually thinking about that for when I'm out tomorrow, Motor City Magnets. I really do need to. There's a lot of people I need to give a shout out to, but if you guys haven't, and I'm sure most of you have, but if you have not yet gone and checked out Motor City Magnets, he's got a really good channel. He hooks up with Tanner from Michigan Magnet Man a lot, but you have got to see them fishing up there in Michigan and the stuff that they have pulled out. And when they did the Rouge River cleanup, everything that came out in that safe was incredible. But you want to talk about somebody who's finding some guns, and is the videos where he puts the GoPro on the rope with the magnet and throws it out there, and you get to see him drag it across the bottom. Those are so cool. I've sat there and watched some of those like 3 or 4 times, and they're just like, what was that? And I rewind the video a little bit and try to catch something that the camera went by. It's really cool. Let's see. And absolutely, Nick, when you are ready, you just let me know and we will get you up here 100%. Sorry guys, I'm trying to read the chat here and stay up with everybody. Oh, all right. Give me a second. Let me get over to YouTube here. Mary's always busting my chops, telling me I can't multitask. Not wrong. Hey, don't encourage her. Oh, slow down. There is. Okay, there's Adventures we go. Add moderator. Okay, he was saying something. I was trying to get back there and read what he said. Oh, Merce Magnet send Adventures with Goat. Right on. I appreciate that. Oh, Park Rat. Oh, yep. Okay, that's right. Park Rat. What I like to do, let me find Park Rat over here so I can. There it is. There. Oh, I didn't realize Starry Lock. I mean, give Starry Lock too. There we go. One of the things I love about doing these lives is bringing the community together, bringing the the Treasure Fam together, and allowing everybody to have a chance to promote their channels. So if you have a wrench, if you have a channel and you have a wrench, go ahead and put your link up there. Put your link to any social media you want, please. This isn't just about me. It's about bringing everybody together. I get to host it, but I get to host it and bring everybody together here and have some fun. So that's what I want to do here. Oh, yes, guys. If you missed out on Mayor Video's last wishing well thing, that was so cool. You got to go to his channel and go back on a live from a few weeks ago, and you will see where he did the wishing well. It's so cool with his magnet and the coins, and go check it out. It was a really, really cool idea. I don't think anybody else has done anything like that. So that's really, really cool. All right. So while we are waiting, oh, somebody else came in. Who just came in? I see squirrels. Sweet. Okay. While I'm waiting on the Sledge Pirates to get here, if there's anybody who'd like to come up and chat for a little while and talk about their channel, talk about any good finds they had, let me know, and I will throw. You're welcome there, Marlon, and I will throw the link up there for you. Oh, it's Southwest Florida. Okay. How are you doing? I don't know if I gave you. Oh, Michigan Magneto. Let me get them. I'm going to regret this one. I just made Zan a moderator too. Oh, yep. I'm doing it right now. I'm getting them. There's somebody. Hey, there they are. All right, sweet. Well, I just made them a moderator as well. Hey, Dawn. Wow. Thank you, Dawn, for shipping. I appreciate it. I think I've got everybody right now who's in here who needs a wrench. If I missed you, let me know. Zan, yeah. Zan, that wrench comes with responsibility. Responsibility. Yeah, I said that right. Responsibility. Don't make me take it away from you, boy. So, I don't know if how many of you have gotten a chance to watch my my last video that popped up today, but I did find what I consider now to be the best gun that I have pulled up out of the water. And it was on, I pulled it up while I was doing my live last Saturday, so I wasn't able to really show it on the live. But you did get to see it tonight. It was an H&K 45. And Swamp Rat himself was right there with me, which was cool to get to share that with him. And he pulled up something that we had been fighting with for a while, and he was able to break it loose and get it over to the bridge, and we were able to pull it up, and it was that cash drop box, which was really cool to find. In the first half of that video, of course, I'm with Jason from Daddy and Daughter Plus Water, and holy crap, the amount of stuff we pulled up from that one location was unbelievable. So, all right, guys. So we've got down here in the bottom, ready to come up and join everybody. Guys, seriously, if you have not checked out Sledge Pirates, you got to go check them out. If there's somebody who can, since they're going to be up on here with me, if there's somebody who can go find their channel real fast and drop their link in the chat, or if they're able to, they could do it. Thank you, Chrissy. I love you. So we're going to bring them up right now. I hope they're ready to go.
Hmm? Hey.
Hey guys, how you doing?
Hey, Jason, how are you, man?
Are you getting an echo?
No, I'm not hearing an echo.
Yeah, I
good.
I knew there wasn't going to be a problem, Jason. And we had a big discussion about this. I knew things were going to be good, and he was really worried about the echo.
Yeah, he doesn't know anything about tech.
I don't know anything.
Yeah.
I don't know anything.
Well, as long as if you got the YouTube stream up, as long as you have it muted, we're good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's perfect.
But we have the stream. We have the stream. We hear you through the stream right now. Is that okay?
Right. Through StreamYard. Yeah, you can hear me through StreamYard. Yes.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Cool,
it's perfect.
Cool. Absolutely.
Hey, thanks for the invite, Jason. We're actually editing right now. We edit Friday nights, and we take breaks on Friday nights. We watch the show, and we watch you guys talk about what we're doing, and so it's really cool.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. Well, it's one of the great things about this is getting to see people from all over the world, and watching you guys, and especially when you found those rifles.
Oh yeah,
that was just so cool. But even before that, you guys have some really beautiful locations that you guys get to hit up there. And it's just so cool because through that, even without the magnet fishing part of it, it helps us travel by getting to see people from all over the world doing this. And it's really cool. So thank you guys for putting your content together and putting it out there for all of us to see.
No problem. I mean, we love actually watching a lot of other shows just for the same thing you just said, like just to see other places in the world. People are doing it in Russia, England, everywhere. Germany, right? Everywhere.
Yeah, we're seeing people uncover tanks. You know what I mean?
Yes.
No. There are people in Europe.
Yes, they're finding World War II relics and stuff.
Absolutely.
They've got so many things.
I can't tell you how many videos I've watched where I don't understand a word that's being said. But it's just so cool watching what they're pulling up.
Oh, people are so into it, and it's so addictive. I mean, I enjoy doing that stuff late at night, watching these videos, and Bondi Treasure Hunter was one of the guys that really got us into it at the beginning, and just watching him underwater with a treasure hunting thing, all that stuff.
It's you can't see what's going on over here right now, but me and Christy have an argument about his name.
Oh, is it Bondi or Bondi?
There you go. I say Bondi.
Okay, here's the solve.
She says Bondi.
Here's the question: what is it? What do the Australians call it? What do they call that? Because it's
the Australian?
Yeah,
I thought it was New Zealand.
No, mate.
No, I thought it was New Zealand.
Well, here's what I'll say. I was and there's one of his videos where a car comes by and says, "Oh, it's the Bondi Treasure Hunter,"
right?
And he corrects them.
Well, there we go. There we go.
It says Bondi.
Bondi.
So if it's Bondi, Australia, because I think that's where he's from. I thought he was like where he's from.
I don't know. I'm not sure.
You said it was where he was
from. 100%. It is where he's from. That's not his name, Bondi.
No, his name's not Bondi.
It's from that area. It's from that area.
From Bondi, Australia.
Is it Australia? Boy, you're sure committing to that. You're sure committing to that.
Okay.
I'm not really sure.
How many people here? How many people know?
We can't see. We can't see.
But Squatch, you tell us. How many people know? Is he from Australia or New Zealand? You tell us, because I'm Camp Australia.
Bondi.
He's looking it up.
I've kind of thought New Zealand myself.
Yeah.
A lot of time in Austria,
he's not a Kiwi. He doesn't.
No.
He doesn't go on about the black. No.
Yeah.
The All Blacks. He doesn't go on about the All Blacks.
Bondi, New Zealand.
Yeah, Mary Monarch over here is saying, "Oops, I hit the wrong." Sometimes this chat over here moves so fast that I'll go to click on something, and right when I go to click on it to bring it up here on the screen, it's like 5 or 6 chats up ahead of right where I was about to click.
Yeah, he's still looking it up.
Can't find it. It says I just saw Australia. I saw Australia. So
Australia.
I think you're right. You're right.
That works. Either way. All right, guys. You're up on here. Why don't you introduce yourself to everybody?
Oh, well, I'm like just a channel name or just who we are, people?
Who you are, your channel.
Oh, okay, as people.
Yeah.
Oh my God, we're actual people.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm Neil, and basically I was up here just working as an actor, and that's what I was doing. COVID happened. You had to find something else to do with our time. And then that's what Evan and I started doing. We just started, we saw was the Kinsler Bros. He sent me a Kinsler Bros video. We watched the Kinsler Bros, and I was like, wow, that's pretty cool. But like, how do you get to do that? And they started loosening up things here in Canada after 3 months of lockdown. And we were able to go, stay 6 feet apart and go out and go magnet fishing. And I'd never done it before ever in my life. And I got addicted right away, just right away. We didn't even think about doing a show. It wasn't like, it really was just, two friends going out, having as if you would go fishing, but magnet fishing.
Yeah, we were bored.
Right? We're just cooped up for 3 months,
Yes.
And what happened is that we just started watching more shows because we got interested in it. But at the same time, the whole acting thing was dead for us here in Toronto. It's because so much stuff was shut down.
Right.
But we thought, well, why don't we just kind of like, we're catching fun things, we're having a good time. Why don't we just shoot a show and try to keep it as natural as we can? Like, it's so much of like well, it all just happens and it unfolds in front of you. Right? Yeah, like we never plan anything, like the guns, in particular about those guns. Like, we literally caught a spoon, before the guns. And I was excited about the spoon because we hadn't caught anything for about 4 or 5 hours.
Yes.
Right? Toronto was very clean.
Super clean.
And unfortunately, it's very clean. So when we caught the guns, wow. Like, you just couldn't. We didn't even believe it. Like, you're looking at it, and I kept thinking it was rebar that was bent to look like it. But anyway, that's how I kind of got into it because out of COVID.
Yeah. That's a really great introduction of who you are, Neil.
Yeah. Well, I'm an actor. I live in Toronto.
All right. I'm Evan. I live in Toronto, Canada.
Yeah, you live in Toronto. Yeah, but you live in Parkdale.
I live in Parkdale, Toronto, Canada.
Yeah, I live in St. Clair.
If you want to, it's probably the most realest part of Toronto.
Yeah, it's very real here.
Right?
Yeah, it's very artistic and creative.
West Side.
West Side. Yeah,
Queens. It's cool here. It's like hip. A lot of young hip people making art all over the place in this neighborhood. But I think that's all I really have to say about myself.
Aren't you an actor as well, Evan?
I'm an actor.
Didn't you just get cast in a show?
I just booked this one line.
Yeah, he just booked one line in a TV show, so he's going to go do that.
I'm going to shoot that in October. Yeah, I'm really excited by that.
Yeah, what show? Did you say?
I don't know. I didn't sign an NDA.
You didn't sign something?
No. So it's a show called. Can I? You think I should?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
It's really secretive up here sometimes. Like
Clarice.
No, I did Clarice.
You already did Clarice.
I say one line in Clarice too. Anyway, so but
if you need one line sent, you know anyone.
Yeah, these days anyway. I'm slugging them out.
You can say it. He went that way, officer.
One liners.
One line.
You've got the bands that are one hit wonders.
Yeah.
You got a one line wonder.
He is a one line.
I have no idea. I'm really good.
He nails them.
Yeah.
Right. They're hard to do.
They are hard to do sometimes. I've had one line before where I died.
Sure, yeah, we all died. Well, I've died too.
So anyway, so that's us in a nutshell, and the Sludge Pirates, which is
yeah, like we're literally editing an episode today. We went out to High Park here in.
No.
We went to I mixed them all up. You do this. You mix them. The weeks come one after another. Not High Park, Toronto Island.
Toronto, our island. Yeah,
off
of Toronto.
Like our big island off of Toronto. Yeah, we just came back from there. We went magnet fishing out there with another show, and it was pretty crazy experience. It was our first GoPro.
Are you looking up the name of the?
Yes, I'm looking up the name of the show.
Looking up the people who we did the GoPro with.
No, because they had an interesting name.
I can't remember the name right now. Hold on a second.
FKOTW.
Yeah,
young, hip, cool kids.
Yeah.
Like the type of kids. We were a bit worried at first because the type of kids that like do stick-it notes in your whole apartment. You come home and your whole apartment's covered in stick-it notes.
Jake Paul stuff.
Like Jake Paul type stuff. And we're not really Jake Paul type stuff.
But they really wanted to be shown how to magnet.
They really we ran into them while we were magnet fishing, and they said, "Oh, we have a YouTube channel," and we have a YouTube channel. And they said, "We should do a GoPro," and I go, "Okay," not really knowing what they did. And so they came in with us on the weekend, and no, a couple days ago, and we had a great time.
Yeah, that's what we're editing.
Yeah, we're editing that now. FKOTW. FKOTW.
Yeah.
It's a bunch of letters, right? It's not just a name. It's an FKOTW.
It's got to stand for something.
All right.
I know, and we asked him, and he said he wouldn't tell us.
Yeah, he wouldn't tell. Secret.
He said you'll have to figure it out one day what it is.
Kids.
Wow.
So,
okay.
They were very clever with their cameras and stuff.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's one of the neat things about this is I watch a lot of other channels and get different ideas for editing, camera angles and whatnot. But even with that, I still kind of go back to my own style, which is it's just pretty clean cut and just, chest mount. I've tried the head mount. I don't like the head mount because my hat starts doing this number on my head.
Yeah.
It's like, okay.
It drives us crazy not knowing also what we're looking at with the head.
It is. Yeah. Because I like doing this number and pulling down and looking at my my GoPro to.
Do you often shoot by yourself? Is that are you out there?
Sometimes I'm by myself. It's not as much as I used to anymore. I spend a lot of time with my buddy Jason from Daddy and Daughter Plus Water.
Oh yeah. We watch those.
Yeah, we go out a lot together. Which is fun. And we met through this, watching him. I was going through one day and I'm like, man, that guy's fishing where I was just at last week. And then the next weekend, I'm watching him like, he's where I was at last week. And he wouldn't have known because he was fishing there after I had been there, but my video hadn't been up yet by the time he was fishing there. So he was like a week or two behind me where he was at. And it was just funny. So I hit him up and I was like, man, we need to hook up sometime. And we did. And we've been friends ever since. And it was through this. So
yeah. Cause it's community.
Absolutely. Let me tell you, that is one thing. Cause I'm like you guys, I saw magnet fishing through watching Dallas from Man Plus River.
Okay. And
I was watching a bunch of his stuff, and then it led to Jake, the Almighty. And then from there, it went to a magnet fishing, and then the Kinsler brothers popped up. And I'm like, oh, this is cool. This is really cool. So I'm not kidding you. I binge watched for like 8 hours.
Yeah, that same thing happened. The same thing happened to us. Binge watch and really binge watch. And what's interesting in doing it as well is that if you do it and you do get a chance to go on the regular and do it, you are kind of looking for fun and exciting and interesting things. But as you know, sometimes you're just happy to get anything.
Yes.
It's just a fun thing to hang out. And I mean, I got a knife, a steak knife.
Yeah, beautiful.
It was actually kind of nice.
Yeah,
but yeah, from the 70s. It was from 70s. But it was really nice to catch it. But you're out there with your friend, you're out there in the weather, and it's beautiful, and you're actually cleaning the water. That's the funny thing of it. You're actually leaving the place better than it was when you showed up, which is really kind of another thing too. We enjoy doing, and then people come and hang out and watch us when we're doing it.
How many times have you had somebody thank you for cleaning up the water?
Every time.
Lots of times.
Yeah.
Like every time.
Either through texting us or
right there. Or right there.
Right in front of us, yeah.
And also too, it draws attention. Like when you're downtown Toronto and you're two guys throwing magnets off bridges or off little, the sides of harbors, suddenly you're always having like 30 people, 40 people watching us at times. They're just sort of all gathered around watching us.
Yes. And you know what's funny is when you found all the guns, I'm watching these, like, I can't remember if it was two girls or if it was a couple.
Two girls.
And they're just sitting right there behind you. And they're just like oblivious to all of it.
Yeah.
Those
are some Toronto girls. They're just tough.
Those were tough Toronto girls. They're like, we're here. It's our day off. We've got a couple of cans of something.
We have something.
And we don't care if you've got rifles behind you.
Whatever.
Yeah,
you're in my selfie.
Yeah. We're in their selfie frame. But it was so funny because they had those girls, but people were just walking by, and then it was a real Toronto moment. It was a real Toronto thing.
You didn't see this quite on camera, but I'll describe it to you. Neil's like trying to get another gun because he caught three. He wanted to go for 4, trying to get one, but the police showed up in an aquatic vehicle. They showed up in a nice boat, and they looked at him. So was it blocking?
Yeah.
So-
It was like,
But they showed up in a boat, and Neil's just like hauling things up,
hauling the stuff up.
something up, and the police were like, very nice, right? Very nice. And they said, hey boys, did you find anything interesting? And Neil's like looking at them. He's just frozen for a second. He's like, "Oh yeah, officer. Oh yeah, we found interesting things. We found interesting things." And then he's like, "You happen to find any rifles?" Yeah. And so Neil had to respond.
I had to show him all the rifles because what it was is we're downtown. We didn't realize this at the time.
Yeah.
We're right downtown, and Toronto was if you're anywhere near downtown Toronto ever in your life. We're just condos everywhere. Condos.
Right.
So if you think sometimes you're by yourself, but you are literally surrounded by thousands of people.
Yeah.
10,000 people.
Yeah.
And so when we were pulling those rifles out, we didn't realize that we were the stars of a show that was going on in all the apartment buildings around us, because when we never got them up and like did crazy shit with them. There was one where it was broken off, and we picked it up and we pointed that over the water. But the other ones, we were just in shock too. Like,
oh yeah,
you're completely in shock. You can't believe what's happening. And then suddenly the police are there.
But it's because the police are there because everyone in those condos was talking about called. We had about 10 calls come in,
and the cops, the cops, well, the police, they showed up. I mean, they just glided on in there. I just remember seeing this boat glide in.
They just showed up out of nowhere.
And
hey, boys, anything interesting?
Yeah, anything going on, guys? What's up?
But that was because about 10 people had called us in because we were hauling it.
But lucky, you know what? We got lucky because the police were cool about the whole thing.
Yeah.
Right. We just got lucky. Like these. I mean, most police are good. You never know what's going to happen. But when because SWAT team could have shown up, you don't know. Someone could have super overreacted to guys with men with rifles downtown Toronto can cause some problems.
Right.
Even though the girls are okay, everyone else was not. They were all
right. The people sitting closest to you are like, what the fuck? Everybody
they didn't care.
No,
they didn't care.
No.
But yeah, so we were told big thing about the rifles, whether we were going to get them back or not, and we still don't know whether we're going to get them back. We got a bit of the don't call us, we'll call you. But we do know that they are our property, and it was we have a piece of paper that says that they're our property, and if it's going to be destroyed or anything weird like that, we should be notified for that. So,
okay.
But we waiting. And we definitely want to get them back because one of them is a Marlin, which we mistook. We don't know anything much about guns. So when one of the guns we pulled up, it said Winchester on it.
Right.
On the butt, yeah.
And they were so excited. Then the next gun we pull up, it's got a lever on it, and so immediately our minds go to, it's a Winchester. We didn't
I grew
know
up
it was a
on
Winchester.
Bonanza. I don't know if anyone knows.
We didn't know anything.
Bonanza, yes.
The Bonanza or the Rifleman or whatever.
I loved all those shows.
Oh yeah. We didn't know anything about that. But
you're showing your age.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
I used to watch Big Valley.
Yes.
Yeah, Big Valley was one of my favorites.
I don't even know that one.
Big Valley was one of my favorite shows. But one of the rifles we found it was a Marlin. So it was a Marlin lever. And I really want that back because I want to say that I caught a Marlin with a magnet.
You want to put the Marlin?
And I want to put the Marlin on the wall, put it up on the wall, and I have that as my trophy.
Yeah, mine was a Remington Model 8. That's a semi-automatic deer hunting rifle.
Is that a deer hunting rifle?
Yeah. But semi-automatic back in 1918, wasn't it?
We didn't know, and also we were scared. I was scared. I was scared shitless. You know what I mean? Like the reality is that. At one point in time, we had 5 rifles, 4 rifles, and 1 half rifle in a garbage bag in downtown Toronto.
Right.
You know what I mean? And you're going,
we're going to take this home on the subway? We're going to take this home on the street car.
We were fine with not calling the cops on the first one. right?
Yeah.
We were fine with not calling the police in the first one. It was
Yeah.
the first one we thought, okay, well, the whole back half of it's gone. You can't actually fire this thing. We can tell it's a gun because of the sight and all that. But this here we could probably just take home and clean up and take take Instagram pictures of it. But once you pull up the one that actually looked like a rifle, and then another one that looked like a rifle with a scope, you're like, what's happening? And then it became like a problem.
Right.
We were kind of happy the police came. I was kind of happy the police came.
I mean, we were going to call, but we were just kind of just frozen by the amount of guns that were coming.
Yeah, like
it was like, was there another one?
I was like, are we in a punk? Are we getting punked?
Well, and see, and with that, you want to know the story.
Yeah.
How and why.
Yeah. Who?
Everyone.
Everything.
It's amazing how everyone has a take on it. The police had a more realistic take on what they think it was, the deal. Yeah, because they thought, because of the great difference in age of years of the guns, that there's one from like before World War II and then one from the 50s, the one kind of modern, that they think it was grandpa's guns. The gun laws are pretty strict here.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, they say a lot of guns end up in the lake because of that. So someone inherits guns, and then because they were like, it's almost like they were dumped off like that,
But it had been in about 20 years, perhaps.
About 20 years they were
or
in
so.
the water.
So, and there was no condos back then around that area.
Yeah, it was a complete like a wharf, empty
much
wharf.
more industrial.
Right.
No eyes on that person dumping them.
Yeah, you could tell those definitely were not fresh dumps.
Oh no,
no! You couldn't even. No. Our whole thing was all about, because we've seen guns, and reference to the Kinsler Bros again. We've seen guns when they pull out a gun or pull out an old gun, and I've always thought it was really cool, the process of electrolysis, or the process of taking, because that metal, whatever it is, some people really like how that metal looks. I like how that metal looks once it's come out of the water and it's been cleaned up.
Right.
And that had to sit in the water for 20 years to look like that.
Yes.
It's not about firing the guns. It's about sort of
just putting them on the
like
wall.
art pieces. Literally,
I agree. Absolutely, 100% agree.
Yeah.
That's where I was thinking with those two, is if you ever did get them back, would be just clean them up and just frame them, and even if not frame them, just get a mount for them to sit on. And
well, because we had so much press on it. Like, we got a ton of press. We ended up getting national television here in Canada and stuff like that over the whole thing.
Yeah.
Multiple national television shows in Canada, news shows in Canada over it. And the pictures of the guns have now been on national news channels, right?
Right.
So now we're like, okay, well, these are kind of somewhat famous guns. Now people have seen this gun. They've seen the Marlin. They've seen this, so it's like, okay, well, we want them now.
You guys need to start walking around with Sharpies.
Yeah, that's the sign and everything. But that was the problem. It's not a problem, but we knew that after we caught those guns, that we knew, okay, what do we do as a show? Because that's like really up there. Like for us, like that's
excitement wise.
Like excitement wise,
come after that.
Like, what do you do after catching a whole bunch of guns? and so you just go back to it. You just go back to it because we enjoy doing it. We go once a week. How we do our shows, we go once a week. And we edit 2 days a week. Probably like a lot of people do. We just go out once a week, and what happens that day is what happens that day.
Yep.
Everything is as it happens. It's amazing how the narrative of the show, from start to finish, is how the day goes. Like how at the end of the day, when all is lost and it looks like we're not going to get anything, that's when the big catch happens. You're like, wow, like how many times does that happen? When we look at the video, we almost just have to string it together, and we have the whole narrative of the show. Just works out that way.
Yeah, we've been out there to after sunlight's down. Like, we've been out there into the night.
Into the night, yeah.
We don't have anything. Just trying our hardest to
find something.
My normal days are roughly 6 hours or so out there.
About 6 hours. Yeah, it's about
I'm usually I'm Saturday or Sunday.
You got your family and stuff.
Yes, but I normally go on Saturday or Sunday, and I try to get out there about 8 or 9 o'clock in the morning.
Good for you. Good for you. But how long have you done this, Jason? Like, you've done this. Like, you have a real passion for this.
I do. I absolutely love it. and
what do you love about it? What's your big love about it?
Just being outside, being there, doing it, and the excitement of you never know what's next.
Yeah.
It's the mystery of what's down there. It's the mystery of what did your magnet pass by that it missed that you might catch the next time. It's and the passion of getting to share what I'm doing out there with other people and the excitement other people have over it. I've got so many friends, and I've got friends over here in the chat right now who I've personally never met. I've gotten to talk to them on here like this, but I've never met. But you know what? They're people that are my friends, and I call my followers my Squatch squad. You're my squad. And there's so many neat people that I've gotten to meet doing this that the passion is built. And I started doing this. I think it was probably
back in May, like 2019.
It was last year. It was 2020. It was I think it was April or so is when I came across Dallas in Man Plus River, and it led me into the other stuff. And then I bought a cheap Amazon magnet off of Amazon.
Oh, okay, we did that too.
Yep. My first couple videos were filmed on my phone, but I didn't even want to do a YouTube channel. YouTube channel wasn't even on my mind. It was our boys. You need to do a channel. You need to do a YouTube channel. And I'm like, I don't want to do a YouTube channel. I like watching it, but I don't give a damn. I don't want to be that YouTuber. I know it's not what I want to do.
And they're teenagers.
And they were persistent about it. So I was like, you know what? All right. So we were all out, and I had my phone, and the magnetic Squatch thing, it wasn't even thought. I didn't put.
That's a great name. It's one of my favorite names. It's like.
Well, thank you. And it kind of just came out. The Squatch thing. A lot of people who follow me have heard the story. I was in a band. I'm a drummer, and I was in a band, and the lead singer of our band's old drummer was like 5'6" or shorter. So when I went in and sat in the practice room at his drum set, I sat down on his throne, as we call it, and my knees were like up in my face because the seat was down so low. So I spun it up so I could sit down on it and get comfortable. Well, I didn't spin it that down for him. So the next night he came and sat down on it, and his feet wouldn't even reach the pedals. So I'm 6'2". And so he says to Vinny, who is our lead singer, who is your drummer, Sasquatch? So I didn't even know about that until we were at our show, our first show, and he's introducing everybody, and he goes, Jason, the Sasquatch Ziccarelli. And I'm like,
wow.
I did my solo, and I'm like, Sasquatch? Where did that come from? So I did my whole thing. And he told me afterwards, and I was like, okay, Squatch, I love it. And I just ran with it. So I'm filming that. It didn't even film the magnet fishing. I just filmed the finds.
That
were laid out on the table. And I just introduced myself as the magnetic Squatch. And it just came out. And that's how I got started. And
how'd you learn to edit? Did you learn to edit on your own? Or did you have an editor?
I learned to edit all on my own. All on my own. My first bit of editing was done with the camera app on the phone. Same.
Which
was horrible. Just horrible. And then I was like, I had the GoPro app when I bought a GoPro. But I was still editing on my phone. So I was editing from the GoPro app on my phone, and it just was still not very good. And then I found a regular app. I was like, you know what? There's got to be an editing app. So I found an editing app, and I still was doing it on my phone. I was like, all right, I've got to get a laptop to do this better. And now I use Movavi, which I love, and I love editing the art of creating and putting it all together. And I when I'm editing, I'm not editing for me. I don't care. I'm editing for everybody who's watching.
You want them to get.
I care about it.
We're always conscious of that. Like we're always going. Is the audience? It sort of made a throwback to like the acting stuff, because the acting stuff, you're always conscious you're doing things for the audience. Like that's who you're doing the things for, right? You're doing stuff for them.
Yes.
So you want the audience to see the things you're seeing, and you want the audience to like go along. You know, you go, are they going to get what it is we're doing? So we're always
Yes.
very conscious of that. You know, there's stuff we've joked around. There's stuff that like we don't think too much of. We're like, but you know what? I know there's a ton of people are gonna love this. You know,
Yes.
and so you take pictures of it, or you go, you know, like for Instagram, some of the stuff we'll put up will be stuff like, you know, it's like okay, but I know people will love that photo because they're into really rusty things and they're really, you know, that kind of stuff.
Mhm.
So we enjoy that. I enjoy sort of just giving to the, you know, we both
Yes.
do, like giving to the audience. You know, gives you energy.
Cheers.
Oh, cheers!
Cheers.
I haven't been hiding my drink. Well, it's
I was
just
trying to.
No, do not.
I don't know if you had.
these are just pops.
These are just soda.
There's a soda pops up here.
Well, I normally do tequila on my lives.
Oh, do you? Oh, do you?
Oh yeah. But I was I called or sent Chrissy a message. What would she like tonight? So it's vodka tonight.
Vodka. Nice. Well,
Cheers.
cheers. You have to take a second sip.
Yes. But it was one of the things that I had to learn was just that not putting the videos together or even filming. I had to stop filming for myself. When I was actually filming, I had to stop thinking, what do I like? And start actually filming and talking. And once I learned to not narrate for me, but narrate for my audience, it just opened up a whole world inside my head of, and comfort. I felt more comfortable. Like I'm talking to friends now. I'm not just talking so my GoPro can hear me on my chest. I'm talking to a bunch of friends who I care about over here when I'm out there fishing. And
that's a great perspective. That's a great perspective.
It makes it so much easier to do.
Because because when we have the camera too, at times it's really all about when I'm having Evan come over or vice versa. It's about taking the audience there to it. You know, it's like we're just like it's almost like the no, come here, as if they're the third member on your crew that's out there with you.
Absolutely.
And they're showing them like, check this out. And it's so important for us to just keep things in real time. And we saw even with the guns, it was like, because you want the audience to experience what's coming up out of the water and all that stuff, you know?
Yes.
You're always thinking about that.
Now there is one video, well, a bunch of videos of yours, obviously I like, but there's one that I really got just an absolute kick out of. And it was the one where y'all had to climb around the bridge and you just about took a header in the water with the rocks and everything.
I'm trying to think which was it Evan that almost fell? Was it him or me? Because we both have almost fallen a couple times.
It's like we've been under a few bridges now.
Well, y'all had to climb down the side. And,
right?
Yeah, you know what I'm talking. Yeah, Evan had the camera, and you're off on the side on the rocks. And
I had to go down the side. Yeah. That was actually really treacherous.
That was
way too old to be hanging out by bridges doing that stuff.
Yeah.
You know,
I was scared for you guys watching that. And I'm like, okay, well, they made it back because they've edited the video and put it up.
We lived,
But,
yeah. I think kidding aside, I've had all kinds of injuries because of the show, all kinds. Like that one in particular, I dislocated my hip actually.
Oh wow.
It was pretty bad, and it was one of those things. But what we didn't know is we were in an area that has world famous clay, and clay on the river's edge. When clay, we didn't know this. Those who don't know, I'm telling you, clay when it gets wet is like ice. It's like ice.
Yeah,
it's the slipperiest friggin' thing on the planet. Unbelievably slippery.
Yes.
And I was, I think it's sneakers. I think because I thought we were just a nice summer day. We're just going to go down to the lake down there, not the lake, the river shore down there. It should be fine. And I was just wearing my sneakers, and I was walking back to Evan after trying to get out something, and I missed it. And my foot slipped out, and next thing I know, my hip just pulls right out of my socket, and slams back in. So it goes back in, But I was just brutal agony, and I was useless for the whole day. And I broke
Yeah.
another episode. I broke my hand.
You're lucky we just didn't have to call a helicopter.
Yeah. We were in a bad
Haul you
spot.
out, man.
Luckily, my hip went back in. This is what happens
You
when
need
you're
to take
50.
first aid, Evan, just so you're
Yeah,
I
I
know.
know. Because it seems like he is the one that's mostly getting injured.
Yeah. I broke my hand.
Basically.
I broke my hand. And it's on camera. Me breaking my hand.
You can break
I
it.
broke it. I broke it, Jason. And it was because we had a magnet that got stuck, and we didn't know how to take magnets off properly. This is early on. We didn't know how to do it properly.
Yeah.
Right.
And so we had the rope tied around. I had the rope tied around just once around my hand, just like that. And it was a 2,600 pound magnet. So it was like 1,300 pounds was just stuck onto iron.
Uh-huh.
And we've all been there. And we crossed this little river, and we were at a very sharp angle, and I was tugging it, and I just felt the whole we finally got it off. As soon as we got it off, you can see me on camera. I'm sort of shaking my hand and looking at my hand. And then through the whole episode, I'm looking at my hand and rubbing my hand and touching my hand. And then I wake up the next day, and my whole hand is got a balloon on it.
Oh,
The whole hand's ballooned up.
He's just
And somehow I'm like, I broke the damn thing. I never went and saw a doctor because it didn't hurt. I could do this. I can move my hand, except it was complete. You saw the pictures.
Yeah, I did.
It was completely swollen. That doesn't just happen.
You also blame me. You blame me for that.
Yeah, I did. Because you couldn't get your own magnet
Yeah,
off.
so it was my magnet that was stuck.
It was his magnet
and
that
he was
stuck.
going up trying to get it off for me.
That's funny.
Do it properly.
He hurt his hand, and then he just blames me.
Yeah, because I just wanted to get on with the show. We got to get your stupid magnet off the wall. I lost my cool. I broke my hand.
Hey, that's where the come-alongs come in handy.
Oh, well,
We've never used a
we
come
didn't
along.
have to.
We've never used a come
And, but yeah, those look scary sometimes.
We know what we've got the technique. We've told people we wrapped I don't know who it was. It was someone that told us to do it that way.
Cleaning rivers.
Cleaning rivers.
Cleaning rivers.
Yeah, cleaning rivers.
His name.
Yeah, his name. He told us to just wrap the rope around your waist
Your
and go
hips.
at a sharp angle.
Yeah.
And
Fall in.
and not fall, but just give a quick tug with your hips, and so your whole body
I fall.
is pulling the magnet off the object versus just your wrists or your hands. We thought like that's not going to happen. That's not going to work. And it worked like magic.
It works a lot better than your hand.
It works way
Yes.
better than your hands. It wasn't super easy because sometimes
Yeah,
it just drags.
sometimes it's
This
hard.
it just drags along the
Yeah.
metal.
Yes,
Right?
it does. Yes.
So you drag it along. We've never lost a magnet. We've never have the same. Where's wood? That was so,
better not.
that was so stupid.
He's lost his magnet 3 times.
I've lost it 3 times, but got it back.
I got it back once.
No, but I got it back. That one time. But yeah, we've lost them where you throw them out and you're not attached, and the magnet just goes off into the.
I've unfortunately have lost a 2,100 pound brute dockbuster.
Ooh.
How'd you lose that?
Wow.
It was very freaking.
Did you cry a little?
I did,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
did, and I almost was murdered when I got home because it was a Christmas present.
Oh, wow.
Yes, she's over here. As soon as I mentioned it, she turned around and is doing this at me.
Oh, wow.
I went to a spot that I'd been to before, and I'd thrown off on one side a couple times, and you just feel the rocks. But I hadn't fished the other side. So I went in. It was before work. I got there early so I could hit this bridge before I went to work. And I took the dockbuster. I'm like, I threw it in, and it hit the bottom, and I'm pulling like, okay, this side doesn't feel like the other side. Then all of a sudden it did. And it just stopped coming towards me. And I went to one side of the bridge, went to the other side of the bridge and pulling. I'm kind of bouncing it, hoping it would like fall and break loose and maybe kind of, like hit and bounce up.
Yeah.
And there is no way to get down on the shoreline on the other side. There's shoreline, but it's all swamp. And I live in Northeast Florida. And you know what lives in the swamps in Northeast Florida?
Yeah.
Yeah, things with fangs and sharp teeth.
Friendly manatees.
Well, manatees too, yes. But I'm not scared of the
You meant
manatees.
manatees, didn't you?
I'm not scared of the manatees.
Yeah.
It's
Come on, man.
the alligators.
No,
and
the alligators
the
are for
alligators,
real.
yeah.
For real,
Yes,
for real
yes.
They're
there.
like sharks.
Like it isn't like we see geese up here, you're dealing with alligators. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? It's
yeah.
different.
Oh, we
ballgame.
gotta
Swans
go-
up here are scary.
Let me tell you, the Canadian geese
Yeah.
have moved to Florida
Oh,
and they believe it or not, they're freaking protected down here.
well, they're protected.
Protected.
Yes, they are protected here. You
Because-
cannot
because
you
in
cannot
Florida-
hurt a Canadian goose down here.
Yeah. How many people from Florida are actually Canadian?
Yeah, there's a lot of Canadians in
Lots
Florida.
of Canadians in Florida.
Yes,
They're making
and
sure
Maybe
that-
that's
that's not
part of the
counting
reason
the
why.
geese.
Yeah, they're making sure those geese are taken care of.
Yeah.
Got
Dude,
half
I'm
of
telling
Quebec
you though,
in Florida.
they shit everywhere.
Yeah, they do. But it's
really
just,
do.
but it's
Golf
just grass. It's just grass they poop.
Yeah, but you go to a golf course and
Yeah.
there's these like
Yeah.
Lincoln log looking things
I know.
all
Epic.
over the golf course.
Yeah.
I picked one up the other day because I thought that because it looked like a piece of metal that had fallen off a magnet.
He's
right?
like, is
I was
that
like-
what is that?
It was like, what's that? It was just it was much
It was just-
lighter,
it was just
much
goose
lighter
poop.
than
Yeah.
metal. Yeah, it was
And
goose
squishier, I'm sure.
goose
we have a
poop.
lot of geese up here right now.
But the
Yes.
geese and they're bullies too. You know, we
No,
always
they
gotta-
are. They're mean.
They're bullies. But it's really fun. It's really not fun. It's funny. Well, funny.
What?
But we always. I mean, you're probably the same as anyone who does this. You get to experience a lot of birds. Like that was a little side effect of this for me. I didn't know we were going to experience so many.
Oh,
many
that there's so many
birds.
birds that we come
And-
across.
And we've come across with the bird hierarchy. You know, the hierarchy, and we thought that it was the goose, right?
Right.
But it isn't. We found out the other day in Toronto. Anyway, it's the
Yeah.
swans.
The swans are
The swans
yeah.
are the badass
from
like,
Europe. They're not even. They're
yeah,
not
the
even-
European swans.
yeah, they're
but
not
in our area, yeah, they bully the geese.
Yeah.
It's really funny. Like they
No
just
one
take over their
messes with the swan.
areas and they
Yeah.
just go wherever they want to go.
Swan's the biggest bird in our.
Gigantic. Yeah, swans all over the place here.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I see a few swans in some of the lakes and ponds around here, but I've never had a run in with any of them.
Don't do it.
Don't they hiss at you?
Yeah.
And also too, they have the nests are insane because we've come magnet fishing because they're protected under the bridges. So
Yeah.
you're under a bridge to go magnet fishing,
Mhm.
and there's something that looks like a nest out of a movie, like a prop
Yeah.
nest,
Right.
because this is gigantic size of a bathtub.
Huge. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's all swan nest.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Well, that's one of the reasons why the geese attack people is because they might not even know they're near their nest,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
all of a sudden the freaking Canadian geese just goes crazy
Yeah.
and attacks. And
Yeah.
there's some pretty hilarious freaking videos you can find on YouTube.
Yeah, I know. Everyone thinks Canadians are nice. They're not nice.
Yeah, they're nice.
Canadian
They'll
geese are
attack
just
you.
a
Canadian
really-
Well,
geese
I hope y'all are nicer than the geese are.
No.
much.
No,
Well,
we-
it's like much, and you're like, no.
no, we're not. We're worse than the. No, we're nice. We're nice. Nice up here.
Infamously nice.
Yes.
Canada's nice. All the clean stuff's pretty true, though. That's one thing we found very frustrating.
Yeah.
But then again, you know what's funny, Jason, is that we thought the area we got the guns from, we thought we'd cleaned that area out. You know, we all think we've cleaned areas out. You know, it's like, oh, we've cleaned it out. I've thrown my magnet here 5 times. It's that big. I've done the whole lake. It's like,
Yeah.
you've only really done a small area. You think you've cleaned it out. You go back to the same area. The area where we got the guns 3 times, 4 times, we had just spent hours there. No guns.
Yeah.
Yet we missed the guns every time we were there. We missed them.
Yes.
And there's maybe 3 other people that do this in Toronto or 4 other people. So
Yeah, I
maybe
don't know why.
they missed the guns
Yeah.
too.
Right.
Yet they were
that's the
there.
thing. You don't know. We have the place that we called our honey hole.
Yeah.
And slash gunny hole.
Gunny hole.
You guys get some interesting stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah, you
always-
get
yeah.
some really cool things.
Well, and it's pretty cool. And
Yeah.
there's definitely some pretty interesting stuff that's down in the water. And with me again, it's what's the story? Why is this here?
Yeah.
But as much as you go there and you throw your magnet, and you can throw your magnet in the same place, and it's dragging in the same location, and all of a sudden you find something. And in our gunny hole, I've started calling it the dunny hole now because I've been there a few times, and and fished for hours and pulled up like a hook.
Yeah.
Jason went back over there and pulls out this credit card thing with like the face of some type of machine where you could put dollar bills in, coins in. It had a coin return. It had a credit card slot on it, and he pulled that out.
Yeah.
It's like, what the hell, you know?
Yeah.
So it had been down there for a long time. It wasn't a fresh find. You know, it'd been there for a while. So
yeah, some part of my understanding and like other people's theory, not just mine, is that if you keep throwing in the same area, your magnet, because it's so heavy, is going to carve away more and more layers of history. Because history is always built upon mud, upon mud, upon mud.
yes,
Over the time. But if you kept carving through the same area, sometimes you actually reach something that was a little further down in the mud. You kept
yes,
in the same area. So I've experienced that personally, like once, twice, but
like with Jason finding the thing that he found.
Yeah. Just keep going.
It's like you once a big object is removed.
Yeah.
What's underneath that?
Yeah.
Here's something interesting about. I keep going back to the guns, but it was an interesting find. But that there was a boat that was parked over that area.
Yeah.
A very famous boat was parked exactly right over top of where those guns were for what, 20 years, 30 years?
Yeah, I don't understand why the boat moved spots this year.
So what it was is this giant boat called the Empire Sandy, like a sail ship,
Big tall ship, yeah.
big tall ship. And people go and they go on cruises around Lake Ontario on it. And it's parked at this one area, and it's always been parked at the exact same area for 20 years. And then in front of it was, a big tugboat.
Big tugboat. Yeah.
So what happened is that we were just in the same area that day. We just noticed, the Empire Sandy's been moved.
Yeah, because the tugboat's gone.
Yeah, the tugboat's gone.
Yeah.
And the Empire Sandy's been moved down about 20, what do you say, meters? 30 yards.
Yeah.
30 yards. And we thought, well, let's magnifish here. And no one's been able to magnifish here for 30 years because the boat's been here. And then that's where we found the stuff. So you just never know.
No, you don't. And that's just cool that happened that one time.
Yeah.
Oh, it's all you when we found a safe. Went to a couple episodes, we found a safe. And how that happened was because it's almost psychic sometimes you feel with these things. We had to the night before, we didn't know where we're gonna go. Where we're gonna go. We've been here, we've been here, we've been here, we've been here, we've been here. This COVID stuff is still going on at the time. Everything is kind of shut down, and where are we going to go? And so we saw a river on Google Maps, and I picked out a couple bridges and put a couple X's over the bridges and said, well, we can probably get there by the bus or whatever, and we can get to that place and just check underneath there. Not thinking anything. So we go to those locations, find like a driver's license, try to find a license plate, this sort of stuff. Evan sees something square underwater, and we think, he jokes it's a safe because it can't be, right? Like that happens on.
Yeah, it kind of almost looked like the rocks.
That happens on Bondi's.
Yeah, that doesn't happen, right? Yeah. Like it doesn't happen. And we literally joked about it and made fun of it, right? That's what we did because there's no way. And so Evan went over and threw his magnet on it, and I could hear when he threw his magnet on it. It was about a foot underwater, foot and a half underwater, that it made a hollow sound. You're like, because there's so much bridge metal around, we just thought it was like a big square piece of bridge metal or something.
Right.
But it was hollow. And he looked over at me and looked at him and it's like, that was hollow. So I got my magnet and I threw my magnet over there. Hollow sound again. And so now his magnet's on, my magnet's on. We're looking at each other and we're going, that can't be a safe. Like it can't. We're in the middle of nowhere, which all makes sense if you do the math. It all makes sense. We went to the place where you would drop a safe,
right?
And it was actually the perfect place. So we pulled his magnet on, my magnet on, of the 2600 and probably about over 100 pounds, and we pull it over.
Bloody heavy.
And then sure enough, you see the dial and the big arm, and you're like, wow, that's a freaking safe. That's a freaking safe.
And you feel different at that point in time when you realize what it is.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you stumbled upon a mystery.
Oh, it's well, what I found amazing later on is that, like, kind of the whole X marks the spot. We didn't know where we were going that day, the night before. We didn't know any of that stuff. We just looked in Google Earth, saw a couple bridges, and pretty much right where I used my finger because it was on my phone to mark where an X was. That and then take a screenshot of it, and it was like right where we found the safe was where the X was. You go, what are the chances of that? Like, literally, we have the picture, and you can see where the X is. And you go, well, yeah, that's pretty much right where the safe was.
Yeah,
And
it's meant to be sometimes.
yeah, it's really funny that, and because you do a lot of this on intuition. You got to feel for that area or feel for this area.
But the safe was the same thing. We were striking out. You know, we were
striking out.
Nature. We went to a nature reserve. We didn't realize that we were.
Yeah, we throw it in nature reserve.
We could have been killing turtles. We left.
Yeah, we saw a turtle. We had
nothing. Let's go underneath this bridge. Safe.
That's cool.
So,
but it was a fun thing for the show because even though it was empty, like in the back of it, it had a little rectangle cut out of it, and reaching your arm in a safe. I've never done that before. I never thought that was ever going to happen in my life. And moving my arm around, and you really think it's like a Bondi treasure hunter show. You're like, I've seen this on that. Like, I'm doing what those guys are doing.
Yes.
And then you pull out empty bags, but empty money bags because it was a crime. But it was certainly exciting. We had no idea. Just suddenly, it's just
And what's funny is, think about this: experiences you're having and the stuff you found never would have happened had you not stumbled across something like this on YouTube.
Absolutely. We're not, and you've inspired people, and we know we've inspired people because we've had people message us where they've gone and they've bought magnets and they've gone out and they've done this sort of stuff. But I think what keyed us in is that I said to Evan, and part of our idea of our show was like Saturday morning, 14 years old, going out with your buddy on your bikes, going to where your parents say you shouldn't go. Stay away from the rock quarry. Well, we're going to the rock quarry. You know what I mean? We're going to investigate that, and we're going to check this out. And it's that kind of energy, of hanging out and just having fun because, as I mean, it's not like COVID's been good times. So when you have a chance to go out and just kind of leave everything aside and just focus on what's on the end of a rope.
Yes.
It's almost not to get all zenny, but it's almost a Zen type. It's like fishing.
It is. Well, it was the same thing when I, go out fishing. I would tell and it's the same thing with magnet fishing. It's not always about the catching. It's about the fishing.
Yeah.
It's about being out there and doing, just being out in nature, being, having the sun burn the crap out of the back of your neck because like I do, I refuse.
I've had that.
Yes.
I'm okay. He's not.
And going to places where you normally wouldn't have gone before. I'm not someone who would go stand on at the old honey hole. You're standing there and cars are passing like this far behind your butt.
Yeah.
And they're going 50, 60 miles an hour.
Yeah.
And you're standing there fishing.
You never think you're going to be doing the things you're doing. It just leads to a kind of an adventure.
It does. Absolutely.
Huckleberry Finn stuff. You sort of go out and you're just having fun, and your age falls away. Most people I've seen pretty much become men and women pretty much become 14 years old. They just get excited about the littlest things. The age where you find a frog exciting, that seems to be kind of the age you regress to when you're doing this. You're like, oh my God, look at that. It's not like act. It's not an act. Like,
no,
you get excited.
I found a spoon.
Yeah, you found a spoon. I can't believe it. Oh, it's from China. Wow, it's the best.
I pulled up a fork one day and it was like, wow, look at this forking find. I can't forking believe I found this.
A holy fork. Yeah.
And I like had a whole
come out.
I had like a whole 15-second part of my video was me, with fork as a pun. And it was just and I don't know
forking
if you
great.
It was forking great, exactly. it was a forking beautiful fork.
Yeah.
And bottle caps, it was like, man, another bottle cap.
I got a nice collection going. I got a nice collection.
But your
So-
video. Oh,
We
sorry.
started doing the bottle cap game.
What's a bottle cap game?
If the bottle cap comes upside down where you can't see what it is, you go, all right, what do I got? I got a bottle cap. What is it?
Stella.
And everybody
Corona.
was with you. And I've done that before and had people who weren't even there fishing with us, just people standing by who heard it. They throw their guesses in there.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
And and then you pull it over and it just kind of breaks the whole monotony of pulling up.
We do that with signs. We do that with signs now. It's like okay, what's on the sign? What's the sign of?
Yes.
You go, okay, it's detour sign.
Detour left, detour right, or
Yeah,
detour
like what is
ahead.
it? What is it? Yeah, what is it? And that's kind of fun because we've noticed in the comments that when people are watching that kind of stuff, we'll do more of it. Like when we find stuff, like why not? It's just kind of fun for the audience too, like what is it? Like if we don't know, we love finding things we don't know what they are.
Yes.
Like Evan found something. Okay, we can full disclosure, right? We thought it was a gun. We thought it was a gun trigger.
Yeah, got the gun trigger.
We thought it was an old gun trigger.
Yeah.
And we were actually kind of convinced it was an old gun trigger,
Sure.
but we didn't want to say it was an old gun trigger because anything to do with guns, if you get it wrong, people let you know.
Yeah.
People let you know by the thousands.
Yeah.
I said
But
clip
you get
one
wrong.
time instead of magazine, and I got hammered for it.
You can't get that stuff wrong.
No.
So we were very careful, and we thought, but what did it end up being, Evan? You told me for sure it was a trigger. It's for sure a trigger, bro.
No.
For sure it's a trigger.
I said and it is a trigger of some kind.
Is it? Well, that's a stretch, huh? That's a stretch. A trigger of some kind.
Well,
Yeah, the court of law. it
okay,
can be a
but
trigger.
it's a bike. It's a bike shifter.
Bike shifter.
It shifts but it's a really like old Italian style.
Yeah, it's old. It is old.
Gear shifter. You pull the trigger.
So it's the trigger you would pull to shift gears
Pull
on
the
the
trigger
bike.
and shift the gears.
Yeah, you pull the trigger.
So it is. So it is a trigger
it is a trigger.
of some kind.
But we're looking at old pictures of guns. You know what I mean? We're looking at because we're in an area where a lot of historic finds can be found.
Yeah.
So
Toronto's old.
Toronto has some very old 200, 300-year-old areas here too as well, and there are sort of famous old areas, and we thought we had found that.
Yeah, an old musket trigger.
But you know what though? That's what you have to go through, and you also learn through this process not to bark out what it is 100%.
Yeah,
You just don't know what it is yet.
It's like somehow we just all of a sudden became experts.
Yeah, you're not an expert
You know?
at all.
No.
But
No.
you're not at all.
And we're very conscious of that now, of going, okay, with the show,
Yeah.
we're never going to go and say something unless we know what it is. Because you don't want to give out misinformation to the audience. You don't want them to be like, wow, these guys said that this was a that when that was a that other thing,
Yes.
You want to get your facts straight.
Right.
Mistakes happen.
I will give my guesses on what I think something might be. It might be this. I think this might be what it is. Could it be this? Hey, leave a comment down in the comment section. Let me know what you think this is.
Get this.
That's way better.
Yeah, get everyone's help. Get the internet.
Absolutely.
Oh,
Absolutely.
you know how many times what's funny with the guns? It was how many people told us how many experts got it wrong. It's amazing. The experts sometimes get it wrong. Like we had experts tell us, oh, that's this from blah, 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 that.
Yeah.
And then someone's like, no. It's a this from that. And like, they all had it wrong. Most people had it wrong, what it was. But yeah, you will, if you do though, ask the audience and you do pay attention to them through all of it, it'll be it will go through like a sifting process, and eventually you'll get to what it is.
Yes.
And it took us a while, and we got to that Evan's trigger was a trigger, but for a bike.
Yeah, bike trigger.
Not as an exciting a trigger.
Well, if you're a bike rider, it is.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, bike guys probably love that thing.
There's like people who want
I'm gonna fire off the first gear. I'm gonna fire off the second gear.
Yeah, there's like Tour de France guys who are like
Yeah,
screaming.
Tour de
"It's a
France.
bike!"
Yeah, they're like,
That's what that gear belongs to. A Tour de France guy.
did not believe what the guy found.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
So, other than where you found the guns, if there was anywhere you could go magnet fishing, if you could take off right now and hit one spot, where would you go?
Probably Detroit.
That's what I was gonna say. But
You
for
were
us,
saying
it's
Detroit.
For us, it's Windsor.
Probably Windsor if
Yeah.
we could do it. But he said anywhere we could go. It's not like our
Well, you know
go-to
what?
would be Windsor.
You know what I would say though?
We did the thing of the world.
Kingston. Because
The thing of the world, though, Evan.
the whole world.
Yeah, he said anywhere.
Oh.
He didn't say
Anywhere.
Canada.
Oh,
Kingston.
Maybe I don't know.
Well, Kingston's
Well, if you go to
pretty good.
Detroit, you got to hit up Motor City Magnets. So
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
we'll say
we're
a
gonna
little-
Magnetic
sure.
Fishers.
But I'm just thinking of where some crazy things are, like guns, right?
But you know what though? But you know what though? There's also the whole kind of canals. I really love the idea
Oh, the
of
Welland?
those canals. But
Canals.
it's again, he said anywhere. So there's the Welland Canal, but that's nothing
That's the
compared to
canal, yeah.
European canals.
UK, yeah.
You know, like
German
like
canals.
Amsterdam.
Amsterdam,
you know,
yeah.
You know what I mean? I can't imagine. Like I just spend all day.
Yeah.
I saw on one of those shows, you know, from Europe, they threw a GoPro down, and the camera angle, it was all garbage.
yeah.
Like there was no ground.
Yeah, there's no ground.
Yes.
And it
Yeah.
wasn't just a couple inches of it. It was, as you said earlier,
Yeah.
about time.
Yeah.
It was feet of it.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know, and it's just, you know, you see like someone's
have-
soccer
yeah.
trophy, someone's
They have
this or that.
They have
you know.
centuries. They have
Centuries of it. And for us here in Toronto, I mean, it's
It's so clean here.
slim pickings. Man.
Well, and you know what? That right there, that's kind of a double-edged sword on that one. You know, it's good that it's clean.
Yeah,
it is
yeah,
good, of
yeah,
course.
yeah,
And we
of
make
course.
jokes about that.
Of course.
But it sucks that it's clean.
yeah.
It's
Well,
really
yeah.
funny because it's not like a fishing hole. When someone says to us, "Oh, tell us your good magnet fishing spots," it's like, well, it's clean now.
It was
Like
good.
it was good.
Well, that's
It's
when
not-
you send them there.
Yeah.
You send them there and you go, another,
There you go. Have fun.
right?
You'll find something else.
Yeah.
But yeah, one thing that's kind of funny though is when people ask us, you know, they'll always ask us. I'm sure you get the same thing. What's the most expensive thing you've ever found? Or what's the most
Yeah.
valuable thing you've ever found? This kind of stuff.
You make actual money.
you make actual money doing this and this sort of stuff. But you know, again, no one goes up to a fisherman. We saw a guy the other day because we were out magnet fishing in Hamilton, and we saw someone magnet fishing the other day, and he caught a salmon. Right?
Yeah.
There's a giant salmon.
Huge.
We didn't go up to him and say, "How much is that salmon worth?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know? How
Yeah.
much is that? Is that
Sure, he caught it, but
sure you got it, but how much is it worth though?
he's gonna get you.
He's gonna get you anything? You're gonna get any? What can you get? What are you gonna get out of this?
Yeah.
So it's always like we're not doing it for that.
Yeah.
Like it really isn't. It really isn't. People that are out, it's different than like treasure hunting. It is treasure hunting in a way, but are you going out there looking for treasure? Like what are you looking for other than? Like,
Yeah. What are you doing it for, Jason?
Like when we do it, I'm just to say for us, for when I do it, just to speak for myself, because you know,
Go for it. You never do.
individual. It's for what you said. Is that just this feeling of an unknown, of not knowing what's gonna come up? But yeah, that's it. That's exciting. It's an exciting thing for me. I get addicted to it.
It is. It's every toss. Even though when the magnet comes up empty, you know, it's that suspense when you're pulling it up. Is there something hanging from it that you don't see?
But are you looking for money?
Looking for money?
No. Not change, but I mean, are you looking for something that, oh, I can sell this? Like that doesn't really enter my mind too much at all. Like I'm not out there going, oh, I hope I get something. Where it's different, where someone who's metal detecting, they're out there looking for like gold and silver and this and that. But I know that we're not going to find gold and silver because we've got magnets.
No,
So
unless it's in something that you pull up.
Yeah,
a
yeah,
purse
yeah.
or a bag.
That's
Yeah.
the other perfect dream.
But
You
no,
know?
other than the, you know, if I'm able to, unfortunately I drive a little Toyota Corolla, so I have very little room for putting stuff in it to scrap it. But you know, when you go scrap, you can go scrap and make a few bucks. But it's not really about that. It really is seriously is just about the thrill of finding something and pulling something new and interesting up. Pulling something up that I pulled up these turpentine scrapers one time. I didn't know what the hell they were, but they're cool. And when I pulled them up, I'm like, I've never seen anything like this before. This is really sweet.
Yeah, because
Just little things.
All my stuff is over there.
I'm gonna just grab.
Me and Jason from Daddy and Daughter Plus Water, we pulled up a motorcycle one time.
Yeah.
A full blown out freaking
Whoa.
motorcycle.
Oh yeah, we've only done frames.
Motorcycle
Oh
frames.
really? You guys? Wow, that's super heavy, crazy.
Oh, dude, it was. We were stuck to it with our magnets, and we could feel it budge, and we couldn't get it to really move.
Did you
So
know
it was
you
like-
had a motorcycle?
We didn't know we had a motorcycle.
Oh, you didn't know you had.
No,
Okay,
Not
okay.
at that time. We didn't. We kind of joked about it. We were like, it's a safe full of guns. It's a safe full of whatever. It was kind of. And then at one point, it's a motorcycle. But we hadn't seen it yet because it was 10 foot or so deep in murky water.
Wow.
And it was one of those. Should we put our hooks on? I don't know. Should we? Because you get your hook stuck on something, and you might not get it back. So we got our hooks down on it, and I jumped up on the top rail. And this was actually at the honey hole, the original honey hole.
Yeah.
And I jumped up on the concrete barrier. So it was just me, the rope, and the water. So if I fell, I was going in the water. And I'm like reaching down and then standing straight up, trying to get it to move. And we got it to move a couple feet. And it was like, all right, let's get the come along. And so I had my come along, and Jason had his come along, and we used one to lift, and then we had one off to the side, and we would pull. And then we sat down, readjusted, lifted.
It's like a game. It's like a game in a weird way to try to figure out the math of how to get that thing out.
Yeah, and we did. It took us 2 hours to get it from about 10 foot deep and about 30 feet out to the shoreline.
30 feet out.
It was about 30 feet out. And then once we got it to the shoreline and we realized what it was, the excitement really kicked in. It was like, okay, we've got to get this out of the water. And so we did. And we called the sheriff's department. They came out, and it had been stolen. We pulled it out 3 days before it had been stolen 3 years.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah. And it was stolen out of Jacksonville, Florida, and ditched in a creek in St. Augustine, Florida.
With crocodiles or what?
Well, alligators. And they're and we have seen
Crocodiles.
No, crocodiles.
Crocodiles.
That's Bondi. Bondi's got
crocodiles.
Yeah,
crocodile.
we don't really see crocodiles around here. We see the alligators. But
No, but that's true. All right, crocodiles in
Crocodiles.
Australia.
Crocodiles.
They're not saltwater.
In Florida,
ones.
the Florida crocodiles.
No, they're alligators, which are the small reptiles.
I went to university.
The alligators are smaller than crocodiles. They're the small ones.
well, only by a couple of feet.
Okay.
No, I think the only crocodiles you're going to see around here is if you go to like the alligator farm
Yeah.
or to a regular zoo, and you might see a crocodile. But yeah, if you see a crocodile in the wild here,
Yeah.
it's not supposed to be here.
Okay.
Something's wrong.
Yeah.
We could have great white sharks there. You could have.
Do you have sharks off
They
the
have
coast?
sharks, they have
man.
sharks.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Oh yes, we have sharks out here.
But Jason, earlier you were talking about like finding stuff that was, just you didn't know what it was. You thought it was kind of interesting. Like Evan caught. I don't know if you can probably see these. These are two metal things here, and they almost look like knives.
Hold right up. Hold right up.
That looks like what you would hammer into logs and then put
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly that.
But
Yep.
we were off the side of this Ward's Island.
Yeah.
And to the tip there.
Okay.
And it was really Evan found one of these things. And you could tell but like immediately when you had it, like it was old. You could tell it was smithed. That this wasn't made by a machine, that a person made this.
Yeah, like when Toronto had its first ferries over to the island, which is just off Toronto's front, they were horse powered ferries.
Yeah, horse powered ferries. Yeah. It's pretty crazy.
So like that's how old.
That's insane.
Yeah, that's how old the people going back and forth between the islands and Toronto.
But when you catch these things, like it's even like they're here, and it's fun because they're so cool. The shape, they were made 100 years ago, and some guy made this, and then you find it in 50 feet of water that was there for over 100 years, and you find it, and then Evan found two in a row.
One second, I got.
Yeah, it's show and tell.
Show and tell.
Well, we started it.
I got a scar here. We'll show
You
you.
can show that one
Yeah.
too.
Let's look at his. What he's got. Oh, those are the stickers. We got to get stickers.
Yeah, we still haven't made
We
any
still haven't
stickers.
given
Yeah.
stickers. Jason asked for stickers.
I had to get my box.
Yeah,
A year ago, he asked for a
Yeah.
sticker. We still haven't done
Yeah,
stickers.
yeah.
Because you have that one.
Hey, you know what?
Oh, you know what?
Yeah. Hey, Jason, here I have found something else found that's very similar.
Yeah, it's basically the same thing. It would
But
get
that-
hammered.
Is that your logging? You think that's a different logging spike?
Yeah, this was a logging spike.
That's a different kind of logging spike, like that
Yeah.
one.
You
Okay.
can see where it's been hammered on the tip.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And then you have the ring
Cool.
that the rope would go through.
Yeah.
We thought. Well, there's got this one here, but I don't know what this is. This is for a boat. It's not. This is.
This is a canoe mooring.
Is that a canoe mooring?
Yeah, that's what someone told us. We said,
Yeah, that's what that
said,
would look like. Right.
It looks like you stick this into the ground, and then this would be your canoe would tie off at. Right?
We thought though it might be logging, but we thought this might be something that would go into a boat, into a boat mast to have like a rope run up, or is this something you think would just be like a logging thing?
You know what? It could be, but that to me, my first thought when I see that
Logging.
is for
He
logging.
said
Yeah.
logging, yeah. Makes the most sense.
for sure. Just
Because,
wanted to
yeah,
know.
they
Other
would
than that
hammer
is-
them in and then to like the logs on the outside.
Yeah.
And then throw the ropes across and tie them down.
Or it's used in Mortal Kombat.
It's a Mortal
Yeah.
Kombat.
One of those.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, you know what's so funny when you find these things? We found a thing the other a while ago. We didn't think much of it, which was a saw blade. You know, what kind of saw blade? Like some.
Well, yeah, like Diablo something.
It said Diablo on it. And it was
Yeah.
just a saw blade, circular saw blade.
Okay.
And we didn't think much of it. We thought it was kind of cool that it said Diablo on it, and
Yeah.
basically just kind of just chucked it away. And someone contacted us afterwards, and they said, "You guys don't know, but like that you had some of the best steel you can get in the world, and I make knives out of those things."
Oh.
He says, "You could make." He says, "I could have made 3 beautiful knives out of that thing." So next time you find something like that, don't throw it away. Call me.
Yeah, no kidding. I've
Yeah.
held on to some railroad spikes that I've found
Yeah.
just simply
Yeah.
to give, looking for someone who makes knives.
Yeah.
You the Michigan Magnet Man, he ended up getting a lot of railway spikes, and I've seen them here on Queen Street on just shops being sold for $5 each, and that's just a raw railway spike. That's not even a cleaned up railway spike.
Right.
And then you go online on Etsy or some other place online, and someone has cleaned up these railway spikes, made them look beautiful, and made like a coat rack out of them or some kind
Yeah.
of weird thing, and they're selling them for $300.
Right. Right.
So they're taking 2 railway spikes, put them on a piece of wood, called it something else, and they're selling it. But those things look beautiful when they're. Evan's got one here.
We're just showing everything I caught. Yee! Let's do it. Yeah.
Hey, that's we call
Look at
this
that one.
treasure porn.
Yeah.
It is treasure porn. This one here,
Yes.
and that was all cleaned up. It all went through
That went through
electrolysis.
electrolysis. Yeah.
Yeah.
And electrolysis was that's a scary process. I haven't
Yeah.
figured it out, but I stayed away
Still
from
scary.
That's
it.
cool.
You done electrolysis?
I don't.
I haven't done it.
I tell you, there's some things we caught a whole bunch of these right here. Jason
Okay.
and myself have probably pulled 300 of these
What?
out of what we call our new honey hole. It's a cast iron caster, and we think at first I was thinking maybe it was like a caster wheel for like maybe a cart, but we're
Mhm.
thinking now it might be something for like a
Belt?
like a conveyor belt.
Conveyor belt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I have a bucket out there. I probably have over 100 of them, 150 of them sitting outside that I was going to clean up, and I was going to do something with, like clean them up and stick my sticker in it, and maybe
You could
Really do something with
this is what everyone's gonna think I'm a murderer always. But you just carve out the outside ring and then you got yourself a morning star. Well, not morning star, a throwing star.
throwing star. Yeah,
He's gonna sharpen all those edges, cut out the outside ring, sharpen
There you
all
go.
the edges, and then you can throw around be a ninja.
Yeah, you could.
Yeah,
There you go.
Cool.
Yeah.
I think it's
not
cool.
really get arrested, buddy.
So I've shown this a
Going
number
into
of times.
territory.
This was one of my favorite finds.
What the heck?
Yeah.
Wow! Wow!
Whoa.
Wow!
That's about as cool as you can get.
Wow! Wow! Where'd you find that?
Rambo lose
A
that?
yeah, a place down here, just south of here called Palatka.
Yeah.
It's an old naval town. There's an old there's a
Oh.
fishing pier
Okay.
that boats can dock up to and whatnot. But yeah, that's where I pulled that up from, and I found it at one point in time, pulled it up, and right when it got to the surface, I saw it and I froze. And there was a father fishing with his son. And I'm like, oh my God. And he looks at me, what? And I'm like, I can't. And I looked down and it fell off the magnet because it was just covered with mud. So it just kind of like slid off the magnet. And I spent an hour trying to find that damn thing.
Did you know what you had? Did you see what it was before it slipped off? Like, did you know, holy shit, I've got that?
I saw like that much of it stuck to the magnet.
Wow. Okay.
So I knew it was bullets.
Okay.
On a belt.
Yeah.
I knew it was bullets on a belt, but I didn't know it was.
Wait.
Wow.
Wait. Those live right now? Are those live?
Well, they're bullets, Evan.
I know.
Well, the answer is yes.
I'm
The
asking.
answer is yes.
Yeah.
Is the sky blue? Like, the answer is yes.
Yeah, but like people always like worry about handling bullets.
Yeah,
Well, he
no,
can do
these
what he
are
wants to do.
safe. But yeah, that was just
Like,
blew my mind pulling that up out of the water. And the other backstory to that is, well, you know who Jake the Almighty is.
Yeah.
He pulled a prank on a couple of his friends where he threw some fake hand grenades in the water, and right where they were doing that at is where I pulled this up. But it took pulling a log up out of the way. I got hooked on a log, and it's something. I'm like, man, I got something heavy. You pull up to the surface, it's in a big old log. Got it out of the way. I pulled up a tire. I just got a whole bunch of stuff out of the way, and then I found that. So it was
wow
stuff. Yeah.
Well, that was the whole thing. There's stuff was underneath. Stuff was underneath. Stuff.
Yep.
We found. You just don't know. You really just don't know. And we always have that that Bondi treasure hunter thing where he says something could be anywhere. Or something. There's some kind of phrase he has that.
Yeah. And what he talks about it, and he's talked about it too, that when he's out there, you're finding each time you throw the magnet out there, and especially in Amsterdam, you're pulling off layers at a time until they start getting to the historical stuff that's down there.
Yeah.
And yeah,
it is interesting. Do you have any interest to? Because there are times in which I know for myself, I'm like going, and I've got a bad ear, so I'm not big on, not a bad ear, but I'm not good at water pressure. But I'm wanting to go scuba diving sometimes. It's just sort of see what's down there. Have you had any interest in doing that?
Be careful.
Yes, absolutely. The issue is what I might find while I'm down there.
Oh, really?
With teeth.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because a lot of the water around me is
right. The alligators.
Yeah, a lot of the water around here is
crocodiles.
No, not crocodiles.
Crocodiles.
No, we've already established.
They're crocodigators.
Crocodigators.
Manatees.
That's a good movie. The
manatees, yes. No, the manatees I'm not scared of. They're friendly as can be.
Of course.
The manatees are our local mermaids.
Yeah, but so things with teeth.
Yes, there's a lot of places I would love to go under the water and see what's down there.
Yeah.
I'm not a scaredy cat, but there's a lot of places that I would like to see what's at the bottom, but my Squatch butt ain't going down in that water.
Have you tried the whole GoPro thing before? Like we did find it quite interesting. We couldn't be honest with you. You can't really you can magnifish it with it a little bit, but it's not quite what people think it is, because you throw out the GoPro, you're dragging it in. You may see kind of the edge of something or kind of something because it's in the silt. You don't really see things too clearly. And then once you pull up the camera, you look at it because you don't see it in real time because you lose your your signal, right? As soon as it hits the water. So now you have to look at the video and kind of do the math of where your magnet was, where you thought
Right.
that thing was, you know.
Well,
But-
if you've ever seen Motor City Magnet or Motor City Magnet Fishers, where he's done that,
Yeah.
And it is right, like you're saying. Okay, where was I when the magnet went across and the camera saw that?
Yeah.
But it does give you a real good idea of what's down there. So, okay, you know what? I saw that. I don't know exactly where it is,
But I know it's there.
but I know it's there.
That keeps you there. Yeah.
Yes, it does.
Well, when we, you know what, that we had, we found a bike, a crazy bike that was, we found it underwater, and it was hanging on a chain. A couple episodes ago, it was hanging on a chain about 20 feet down. And the only reason why we found that was because of the GoPro. Because we dropped the GoPro down, and the GoPro landed right on top of this bike covered in zebra mussels, 20 feet underwater in a harbor. It was hanging from a chain for some reason. But it was because of the GoPro, and then, but then other times it's just it sort of gets frustrating too. It gets frustrating, like it's just dusty, and you can't all the.
Yes, yeah. It depends on what the bottom is, because if the bottom is that sooty type stuff where it just kicks up and it stays suspended in the water for a while, you're not going to see crap.
No, but it seems like it works best when there's a bit of depth to the water you're fishing. Rivers, no good. Anything too shallow, no good because of the silt. So a little deeper, you can maybe see some things.
Right. I have not done that yet. I have thought about it. It is. I'm not going to say that everywhere I've been, I haven't wanted to do it, but everywhere I've been, I've wanted to do it.
Kind of fun.
Yeah. You know, it's not a go-to. I like low maintenance. I like just showing up and throwing in my magnet. I don't like having to show up and set up shit.
Right.
I mean, set up stuff. You know, I like doing that. I just like to go and go magnet fishing right away. And that kind of stuff involves, you know, Evan kind of does that. I don't. I'm not saying kind of.
I'm setting up.
I'm not going to say kind of. Evan does it. You know, he gets out. What do you get? Your little zip ties.
Yeah, you throw in your thing right away.
Well, yeah, but you know what? The one reason why I throw in my magnet right away is that what Evan does is Evan uses that as a stall tactic, don't you? Evan uses that. So I check the area and I put my magnet at risk.
Right, risk.
Right,
yeah,
I'd rather risk.
Absolutely.
Because we don't know what's under there.
He's already lost it 3 times.
Yeah,
well, and that's why I lost my dock buster, because I put it at risk and threw it out there.
You needed someone like me to go in before you while you fiddled with the cameras.
Yeah.
Where the hell were you?
Yeah. You're lost his magnet.
You're like all the way on the other side of the nation from me. So
yeah, we're a long ways. You're in Florida.
Yes.
Was that an 18-hour drive? What is
I'm in Northeast Florida, so the Jacksonville, Florida area.
The last time I was in Florida was about 10 years ago, and I was at Lake Okeechobee.
That's
and there was this big
4
fear.
hours south of here, 4 or 5 hours.
Yeah.
South.
Oh, okay. So I know you're.
I've never been to Florida.
Florida is pretty amazing place.
Only in spirit.
I tell you, one thing at night that really surprised me is that people don't realize this, but you are in the jungle. Right at night, you hear the jungle. It's the jungle. I don't know how it is for you, but where we were in Lake Okeechobee, it was the friggin' jungle. You could
it is absolutely.
You hear
you hear
alligators.
frogs.
No. You hear the alligators. You hear things that can kill you. You hear them all night long.
Oh no, you hear an alligator. It doesn't roar like that, but you'll hear an alligator. An alligator, it'll go.
Oh, that's a grumble of some kind.
Oh man, you're in the jungle down there.
Let me tell you something. If you're near a body of water and you hear that, let me tell you, you get chills up your spine like you ain't never had before.
No kidding.
Like it's a real thing. Like when I went down there, I was just blown away. It was a real thing. We went on a sort of a gator tour, and you know, we go on these boats, and this guy sort of takes us around where the alligators are, and you know, it wasn't a zoo, it wasn't a petting zoo. It was like, holy shit. Yeah, these are like frogs, except they're alligators and they're gigantic and they're all over the place. You know, I remember seeing like sheets of, because there were so many hurricanes at that time. It seemed that just underneath the water, you see a roof of someone's house, of someone's house. Yeah, because it got blown off and blown into a marsh or whatever. You know?
Oh, there's still stuff from Hurricane Andrew down there that hasn't been cleaned up.
Yeah, I bet.
Oh yeah.
We've had that here in Toronto as well. Hurricanes, we found stuff that was like, oh, that was probably blown there from
Yeah, you just don't. Yeah, it's amazing how far stuff like that'll fly.
Yeah.
Well, down in South Florida, there's an actual road that goes from Miami over to Naples, and it's called Alligator Alley.
Oh, really?
Yes, and
I have heard of Alligator Alley. Yeah.
It goes right through pretty much not Lake Okeechobee, but it goes through the Everglades.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you can drive down that road, and almost every time you drive down that road, there's a dead alligator on the side of the road somewhere that's been hit by a car. And what's sad is they have it fenced. These freaking alligators will climb the freaking fences.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I've seen a video of that.
They
before.
climb
Yeah.
chain link fences.
Yeah, like golf courses.
Golf courses. You see them
Yes.
all over on
Yeah.
golf courses. Yeah, they're.
Yeah. Yeah. They're like, no, I'm going to decide to be a cat today.
I'm gonna do whatever I wanna do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Never trust those things. No.
No, definitely not. There's a video. If you look it up, there's a man saves his little dog from an alligator.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah, the guy jumps in the water. I mean, it wasn't a huge.
I know.
Alligator.
Oh yeah.
But
What
he
if,
jumps
like-
in the water and he's freaking pulling his dog out of the
I know.
jaws of the alligator's
And what
mouth.
if like that was that wasn't the only alligator? There's like probably other guys who was like, go get the dog, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll wait to come back and bring it the meal. Like there probably just other alligators there.
Yeah, no,
From
there
Brooklyn.
definitely is other alligator. Well, if there's a little
From Brooklyn.
alligator,
Yeah, from
if there's a
Brooklyn.
little alligator, that little alligator came from a bigger alligator.
Yeah.
So
Right.
Yeah,
That's a
there's
baby. Yeah.
Yeah.
How long do alligators live?
oh god, they can 100 years or so.
100 years. So you
Yeah.
might see the same dude come by with missing eye and like, I ate your.
Oh,
I
have
ate
you
your
seen the alligator
grandmother.
snapping?
I'm
Have
gonna
you seen
eat-
the alligator snapping turtles we have?
Yeah.
Those things can live to 150 or more, and they're big.
Yeah.
Oh, they will. If you get a body part near them, you ain't getting it back.
No skinny dipping. Then,
We don't have these problems
No,
in Toronto.
No,
These
no
aren't
skinny
Toronto
dipping.
problems.
Yeah, we don't have that.
We're not worried about losing a limb in
Yeah,
Toronto.
turtles
or,
are that big.
Yeah, little turtles. It's not quite the problem up here.
Oh no, these turtles. I'm not kidding you. Their shells
That's
will
insane.
get, and from tail to you can't. Well, it's off. They can
Off
be
the charts. It's off the screen. That's how
And
big it
they'll
is.
they'll weigh 100 pounds or more, and they're
Wow.
huge.
Wow.
And
wow.
They're alligators. They're called alligator snapping turtles. They'll come up to the surface and they'll just put, just like an alligator will do, just their eyeballs and their nose will come up out of the water, and the rest of their body will be under the water, and you'll barely even see them.
Snap.
Wow.
Oh yeah, they are mean.
You have to be super respectful of nature down there. That's for sure.
Yes,
you
you
have
do.
to always be respectful of nature, but I mean, like I
Yeah.
said, we don't have those things up here.
No.
We're not like.
We have moose though.
Yeah, but no.
Oh,
Hey,
When's
don't
the
mess
last-
with, don't
when's the
mess with
last
the
moose?
moose,
When's the
man.
last
don't
moose
mess with the
there?
moose.
Like, no, I had to go. I had to
Lots
leave.
of
I had to leave Toronto.
raccoons.
Raccoons here,
No,
Toronto. That's
raccoons
about
here.
it.
Yeah, we have trash pandas.
You have trash pandas as well.
Yeah.
But I think Toronto is the capital in North America of trash panda population.
I didn't even know we have possums up
Yeah.
here. I didn't never even.
We have more we have more raccoons up here than I think.
Really?
Yeah.
You have possums in Florida?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Well, see, I didn't even know what a possum was. I know what a possum was from like a kid, a picture in school of this is a possum. But I didn't know Toronto had them until I went out to the garbage the other night, and I see this thing by the garbage. It looks up at me, and it's like the size of a raccoon, but it's got the face of a giant mouse.
Yes.
And I'm thinking, what the hell are you?
Yeah. It's
Like
not-
literally, it was just looking at me, and it had like a rat tail
they
on
are
it.
really just
So I had a mouse face, raccoon body, rat
But
tail.
they're our friends. They are our
And they were
friends.
Yes,
super
they
nice.
are.
They eat ticks.
Absolutely.
Eat ticks.
They eat all the bad stuff.
Well, they're-
Possums are very, very good to have around.
And they were really a cool little creature. It just shocked. It shocked me.
It's
Like,
so scary.
I've never
looking.
seen you in real life before.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
what are you?
Yeah. You've heard the term Florida man before, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I look
yeah,
up Florida,
we-
man. Yeah.
Yeah. There's actually a guy who caught an alligator,
Oh, really?
taped
Yeah.
his mouth, and then goes into a freaking convenience store, and is like, yeah, he's walking around the convenience store. He walks in, he grabs like a 12-pack of beer, goes up to the counter. Yeah, he got in trouble.
With taping a alligator's mouth up?
Well, no, because he went and caught a wild alligator
Oh, yeah. Oh,
and was doing what he was doing with it. But
Yeah.
yeah, So
That's
Are
just,
are alligators, are they protected in Florida, or are they seen as a nuisance?
they're
Go
not
get
as
'em.
they're not as protected as they used to be. You can't just go out and kill alligators. We do have an alligator hunting season now, but you
Okay.
got to buy tags. You've got
so
to
yeah.
you can't just go out and say, "Oh, it's alligator hunting season." Bam, bam. You gotta buy tags to do it, and then you have to be responsible for the tags and the gators you get.
I have in Toronto. There was a restaurant at one point open here. I can't remember the name of it. I have eaten alligator.
Yeah, you had alligator.
Alligator tail is
I've actually had alligator too.
Did you?
When I was in Florida.
2 Canadians who have had
Yeah,
alligator.
yeah.
Strange.
alligator tail is really good.
Kind of like chicken, yeah, a little bit like chicken.
I like chicken, right?
I don't think it tastes like chicken at all.
No, well, I can't. You know what? It's so long ago, I can't remember.
No.
I can't remember either. I did remember having it though, and
Yeah, it was some fancy restaurant.
eat lobster. I mean, I'm from the East Coast of Brunswick, so I'm born and
East
raised in
Coast,
Brunswick. So you raised on lobster every weekend.
Yeah. Oh,
And you're
lobster.
eating big bugs, you know. And I love lobster, lobster till the cows come home.
Soft shell crab, all that good stuff.
Yeah.
Oysters, 100%.
Yeah.
I'm into all that.
I'm not. I don't eat any seafood.
Oh, God.
You know what? Sometimes I feel weird, and I'll eat sushi. I'll have like a spicy tuna sushi.
Yeah, but we have like Toronto sushi, which
so I
is
will
like,
have fish, but
it's not like real sushi.
and British fish and chips.
It's like
Love
McDonald's of sushi.
That's funny.
You know,
No,
it's not the real. It's
No,
not
it's not.
You
All
think
right,
it's
so-
real.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Bucket list. If there was one thing you could find that you haven't found yet, what would it be?
I've got one in my mind.
Well, then you can say it all.
I'll say it. A cannon.
You want to find a cannon?
Yeah, like a real cannon from a pirate ship. Because I'm a pirate. Right? That would make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I know where you
Is
could
that,
come
is
and
that
find
too
one, but you
unrealistic?
can't-
Does everyone think it's unrealistic?
No.
Right. I can go to Kingston, man, and find myself a cannon. And then all of you will be upset.
Yeah. I
I
don't see it as unrealistic at all. It just it's how are you
It's
going to get it
small.
off?
He's not talking about a big
Yeah,
cannon.
not a huge cannon.
I want you to be clear. He's talking about a small cannon. You know, not a big cannon.
Yeah.
A small cannon,
Yeah.
right?
Personal cannon.
Yeah, personal cannon.
Oh, a little personal cannon.
A home cannon. You know, something
Okay, now
not a
what-
giant
all right,
cannon.
All right. So I've said mine. What do you want? Your bucket list.
Probably something with incredible wealth.
Money.
Like I'd want if you have bucket list,
Yeah.
like money.
Money. You want to find
Like something that's got gold and full of money.
Right.
a chest
What,
full of gold money.
Well, I don't know, like something in which there's money involved. Like
Okay.
I would like somehow I throw my magnet in and pull up $100,000 worth of something. That would be a bucket list thing for me.
Yeah.
To be like, wow,
Yeah.
I just made $100,000. So, but that's probably not possible.
Yeah.
But you know what? There's likely and there's possible.
Yeah, like the cannon's way more likely than that.
Isn't it funny? I thought the cannon would be unlikely.
No, not compared to that.
But people find money. They find money. They
Yeah,
do.
but not gold.
Not with magnets. No,
Bullion.
that's with magnets. See, we always keep talking about also wanting to get into metal detecting as far as buying metal detectors because we're all these areas we go to.
Yeah.
Just before we get there to throw the magnet in, we go, wow, this would be a great area to
Yeah.
metal detect.
Lots of historic.
You know, like
Yeah.
the same interest is there for me to, which I haven't done yet, is to metal detect. The same interest.
Why not?
Because it's just about finding something. You're hunting for something. We haven't done it yet, though. It'd be fun. Have you done it, Jason?
Metal detecting? No. I want to really, really bad. I've got to have the capital to go buy one.
Yeah, we hear you.
Because there's been a lot of places I've been magnet fishing where while I'm magnet fishing, I'm looking around and going, I'd love to throw a metal detector on the ground out here and see what I could and swing around and see what I could find.
Yeah.
So
we're in areas that are very old, and we're like, at times we're like, wow, like I know there was a house there, a house there, a house there 100 years ago. I'm sure there's something interesting here.
right.
But again, it's just a finances thing, and it's something you don't want to one reason why magnet fishing I think took off is it wasn't an expensive hobby. You know, it was
It's
pretty
not.
cheap,
Yeah.
super cheap, really, right? Like you can just get the magnet and the rope and off you go. You got 60 feet of rope and a pretty good magnet. You know, that's not some shitty thing from Amazon, but a pretty good magnet. You're good to go. Like you
Yes.
can go out and do it. Whereas with metal detecting, you don't want to have a cheap metal detector.
Well, speaking of magnets, because I'm seeing it coming up in here. What are you guys using for magnets right now?
we're we've
Still using the Brute.
We've been Brute Magnetic guys from pretty much from day one. So we started.
That's pretty much me too. Yeah.
Yeah. We did the Amazon thing first of all, and that's when we learned not to do the Amazon thing. I mean, you can get Brute on Amazon, so that's okay. And there's some good companies now on Amazon, so that's okay. You just have to seek them out. But yeah, we got like 1200 was the first one from Brute Magnetics, and then 20. Our daily driver each is the 2600 double sided. That's a daily. That's
I just got the 26. I like my 1400 pound single side.
yeah.
My first Brute magnet was actually a birthday present from my babes over here.
Oh yeah.
It was the 3600 double side.
Yeah, but how didn't you find that was too heavy? It was a pretty big, beautiful magnet. No, were you able to throw with that?
I sling that thing like there's no tomorrow.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, you're
I mean,
Well, he's a big guy though. You're not a small
player,
guy.
yeah,
You're
yeah,
6'2". I'm 6'2".
If you watch some of my videos, and you'll see I sling that thing out there. I love that magnet. But I've also learned that there's some places it's not always the proper magnet. It's not the right magnet, right place.
Okay.
You know, sometimes that 1400 pound I found is a really good magnet. However, I am getting ready and I'm working on getting myself one of the Kratos, either the 360.
Yeah, we want the 360
or the clamp.
Everybody wants the everybody wants the 360 because it's been used in Europe for so long, right?
Yes. Well, the clamp, they use a 360 over there, but they are more clamp over there. And Kratos has a clamp coming out. I don't know too much about it yet, but I can't wait for it to come out. And it is going to be my next magnet that I'm going to get.
See, I thought Brute was supposed to come out with a 3600. I mean, a 360. A 360, sorry.
Yeah.
They are, but it's not going to be out until later in the year.
Yeah. Because I've been watching their site for that for.
Me too. But I've given up on that, and I'm working on getting my Kratos.
The Kratos, it does interest me. Just seems like the price always seems not with reference to Kratos, but the price for the 360 seems like it's so much more.
Well, it is. It's going to be.
Is it that much of a difference? Does it make that much? Have you thrown one yet?
Yes, I have thrown with Jason coming out with me since he's gotten his.
So you've tried one, you've gotten okay.
Yes.
It's not as heavy as the 26. It doesn't dig down far.
No, it's lighter than the 26 double side. The 36 double side is a 10-pound magnet.
Yeah, it's 10 pounds.
Dockbuster is a 10-pound magnet.
Yeah.
The Kratos, which is a 3,800 pound magnet, weighs 4.5 pounds.
3,800.
It's a 3,800 pound pool
on both sides,
and it weighs 4.5 pounds. It
That's
is light as can be.
Really far.
Yes,
but
and
really,
that thing snags onto stuff, and I mean it locks onto it. It's almost like it's got teeth, and it's I'm not letting go of you. And it's amazing pulling that dog on. It's incredible. It just really is.
Wow. Yeah, that. What about getting stuck? Is it because is it curve you're able to get it off, or if you get stuck, what's the deal with that?
Well, it depends on what it gets stuck to. You definitely don't want to get it stuck to a piece of metal that is very secure.
Really, like a bridge or something.
Yes. Because you may be there for a while.
But the body of the magnet is cylindrical, except for the one side. So when things are snapping onto the cylindrical side, they must not be as strong as the one side.
No, it is. It is. I have seen.
Because when we attach our flat magnet to a round pipe, it's not as strong as slapping a flat magnet to a flat surface.
Well, no, because you have more surface area. That you've got more surface area connection that way. But I have seen that 360 grab something on the circular side and pull it up like It's seriously
It's
like
amazing how small of an area of being able to hold on to it.
yes,
The
it's
circumference it would have.
that's how strong that magnet is.
That's pretty
Okay,
crazy.
cool.
Yeah, it is exactly. It is, and it's so neat because if you get it jammed like on a bike, if you pull up a bike, if you get that magnet jammed like in the Y where the frame of the bike comes apart, you don't just have one side of that magnet hitting it. You've got two sides of that magnet holding onto that thing. Plus, it's all I can say is it's absolutely amazing to fish with.
Wow,
Cool,
wow,
cool,
wow,
cool.
wow.
All
So,
right.
so you're sold. You're sold.
I'm sold.
Cool.
Yeah, that would probably be. I mean, obviously that's
Salute.
Cheers.
Salute.
yeah, salute. So that's the next magnet we would definitely. Well, it's obviously the one we want next, right?
Well, and as much as I like the Kratos Titan, and I do. Oh, there's the this clamp he's got coming out that I don't know a whole bunch about yet, but I am not buying another magnet until I buy that clamp.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah. And I like the Titan, but the clamp he has coming out is called the Kraken.
Oh, the Kraken.
Yes. And it sounds absolutely incredible. And that's going to be my next magnet. So 100%.
Instead of the 360, you're going for a clamp.
Yes.
Okay.
Why?
All I can say is watching these guys over in the UK. And the majority of a lot of them are using 360, but a majority of them are using a clamp.
Yeah.
And they just don't miss. You know, I mean, they pull stuff up out of the water that is just mind blowing. You know, what they're finding over there. And a lot of those guys have tried the 360s and gone back to their clamps.
Gone back to the clamp. That's interesting.
Yes.
We're talking about like North Ants.
Um,
Do you watch North Ants at all? You know what I'm talking
yes,
about?
yes.
Who are you watching overseas?
God, there's so many channels over there. Staff's Water Raiders. They actually use it. Oh, I love those guys. I'm working on getting them on live as well.
Oh, cool. Yeah, those guys would be fun on.
Yes. It's either going to when I've got a special live tomorrow that I'm doing starting at 5 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow, and it's with another UK channel, a brand new UK channel. So of course 5 p.m. is going to be 10 p.m. for them.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah. So that's why I'm doing it on Saturday for them instead of on Friday.
Yeah, no, it worked.
But that's what I'm going to have to do with Staff's Water Raiders as well. But Northants, oh man, you're going to ask me this and I'm going to go freaking blank minded right now. There's probably 20 channels over there that I love to watch.
Yeah. These guys have been around. They've pretty much from the beginning, huh?
Yeah.
How long has their show been on?
Wow, he's got footage from 20 years ago.
20 years. 20 years ago, these guys have been magnet fishing there, and they've had a following for 20 years, and they didn't know they were popular until they did kind of one of those things where we're going to clean up a certain area and let's have all these other magnet fishers show up, and anyone who wants to come and hang out can hang out. Like they just did that. We're going to do a giveaway. We're going to give away some magnets. A sort of a general, sort of big social thing. And and like 5,000 people showed up.
Right. Yeah.
Like they had no idea how popular they were.
Yes.
And then suddenly, I think he changed his way of thinking, and they started doing the T-shirts and doing stuff and promoting themselves a little bit more. But you forget that, people are watching.
Yeah. And what I love about that over there too is there's the history over there is such an extended history of what we have in North America.
Yeah,
Of course.
What? Okay. Yes. What is that?
This is bag.
We've got a high school freshman over here. One of the two high school freshmen that we have in the house. We also have a high school senior who is in marching band.
Oh yeah.
Oh, cool.
So she just went and picked him up, and he just got home, so he was showing off his So I know I'm getting attitude from him right now.
Are they bigger than you yet, or are they boys, girls?
Well, we've got 4 boys in the house.
Oh my God!
We're both divorced, and so I together we've had 7.
Wow.
Yeah. So I've got my 2 boys live with me. My daughter unfortunately passed away 2004 Halloween day of 2014. But my 2 boys, I've got a 17-year-old and a 20-year-old who live here. And then she's got 15 and 14. And then her 2 oldest live somewhere else. So yeah, it's an extended family around here.
Full house. You could do the show Full House.
We absolutely could. And I love.
I think my life's complicated at times.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
And you know what? It's funny how complicated you think your life is sometimes. So you hear somebody else's life.
Yeah.
Oh.
And it's the same with me. I'm like, man, we've got this going on. Then somebody will tell me something. I'm like, shit, I got it easy.
Yeah, I got it easy. Absolutely. Yeah, I might get a cat in a couple months, I think.
I wouldn't trade what I got going on now for anything in the world.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
So, well, maybe a Kratos Kraken magnet, but other than that, no.
Well, you know what? They can get addicting too. I mean, I'm glad at times that I mean things are so weird here because of COVID. So work comes and goes. You know what's going on with the finances and all that kind of stuff. And I'm glad in a weird way because I'd get addicted to getting magnets. You know, because they're like they're actually kind of fun to get and they're really cool looking. Cheers. Oh, yours is done. And they're just cool. They're cool in general. And you know, we found out on an episode we have coming out, we found a rock, which really blew me away. We know we've all dealt with magnetic rocks. But this rock was like, this thing was huge, right, Evan?
Yeah, massive.
Like a massive, and it just we actually think it's not an asteroid, a meteor.
A meteor.
Because we've never come across anything so large that just absolutely sticks to the magnet. Like, because we forget it's all about magnetism. You know, we think of these things are just things that are like glue, but this is magnetism. That's what's happening.
Yeah. It looks like a big block of iron ore of some kind. But
well,
you don't know.
Stuff like that, and I need to start doing it too, is taking a bucket. There's a lot of magnet fishers who have a bucket that they use specifically for magnetic rocks.
Really, huh?
And they will scrape them in there because there are people who will buy that stuff from you and they'll pay good money.
Toronto's all magnetic rock.
Especially that.
Don't you cut them off here? We're trying to figure out how to make some money off this magnetic rock.
Yeah. And but especially the big stuff, because a lot of that stuff is meteors and or meteorite, whatever you want to call it. It's a lot of that stuff is that, and you can make some serious money off of that.
Shit,
and
man.
I think a lot of us,
sure.
A lot of us just we have I've got my plastic scraper, and it's like, okay, get it out of the way and throw the magnet back in the water, and are you scraping money off of your magnet?
Probably.
But see, that's where again. My first thought with doing this isn't the money that I can make.
No. Yeah.
My first thought in doing this is what kind of cool stuff am I pulling up out of the water? But then is that stuff cool stuff?
Well, you know what? It's funny is I think you use the exact same term, is that we don't realize that the word cool is almost it's what we describe. We give it a value, and the value we give is it cool or is it not cool?
Yes.
If it's cool, then it has high value, even it may financially not mean anything. It's like, oh, wait, it's cool though. It's like, oh yeah, that's cool. That's only worth $2. Yeah, but it's cool though.
Yeah.
Like I found this. This is like a He-Man sword from blah blah blah. You go, it's not worth anything, but it's cool. And that cool has value. In that sense, you go, is it cool? Is it cool?
Yes.
We found stuff where I went nuts for a clay pot I found one time where we're magnet fishing to this bridge in Toronto. Just underneath the bridge, I found this old clay pot that was handmade pot. We still don't know to this day whether or not it was like really old. We don't.
That's neat though.
But it was it was cool, right? We just kept calling it cool. Well, this is cool. Yeah, but this is cool though. It's cool, right? So it did have we do look for cool things.
It's right here.
over
It's
valuable things.
when you pull something up. Let me ask you this: other than scrap the guns, because
Yeah.
guns always. I mean, even if you
Yeah,
watch
you
the video
can.
I put out today, you can tell. I saw a gun and my first reaction is, oh, it's guns get you. What have you found that gave you goosebumps? And I don't mean like fearful goosebumps, but holy crap goosebumps.
Oh. Well, one was Evan. Evan had that with your knife.
Oh, I found an old
Your
knife.
credit, River.
Yeah, found a cool old knife that that had just the remnants of maker's mark on it. And it came out of the river, the Credit River. We were just fishing on this riverbed, and
It's a place known for a salmon run every year.
yeah, a lot of
So we didn't realize it at first. It just looked like a river, and we were kind of ignorant to the area.
yeah.
And then when we found out the history of it, that it was a place where there was thousands and thousands of fishermen come there every year for a salmon run festival.
But
So that means all along the water's edge for the last 100 or so, 200 years.
But it's also a historical area too, because there wasn't one of the places where somebody had like a trading post.
Well,
One
yeah,
of the first trading posts in the area and all that stuff.
yeah. This was a lot of traders coming through there.
So cool old river, but found a knife.
But just before he says he found the knife,
Yeah.
no, this is the build up for your knife find.
Okay. I'm not doing nothing.
No, you have to
We're
just
gonna have
wait.
the story.
Yeah. You'll have the story. So, but we were literally finding, lures, just lures. We thought lures were cool. We found out people don't really care much for lures. But anyway, we liked lures, but we found all these really cool lures, but that was it. And it was near the end of the day, and it was really a type of place you don't think you're going to find what you just find. And then there you go, Evan. That's the sell. That's the there you go. There's your moment. There's your moment to tell your knife story.
All right.
That was the drum roll leading.
Yeah,
up to
yeah, no,
your-
I get it.
Evan is ready to go.
And now we have no idea, but we pulled up a knife, and there I had no idea it had a leather handle, and a brass hilt. Brass. Like, how many knives do you know have brass hilts?
I don't know.
Yeah, you doesn't. He doesn't know. I didn't know either.
Exciting. This is tell him.
Oh no, you can keep talking
I'll tell him about
because
the
you
knife.
think that's more exciting.
No, but tell him about the knife.
I'll tell him about the
and
knife.
where it's from. And
Okay,
and
so there was we looked at the maker's mark. I had to put it on knife forums to figure out where the knife actually came from. It turns out that the knife was made by a American expat living in northern Mexico who made fighting knives
Oh,
for
that's
the
cool.
Vietnam and Korean wars. And he made like knives that were big, long,
like a foot long, like
Yeah.
the original Rambo knives, I guess.
one I
But they were
found was-
very artistic and creatively made, though, too, right?
yeah, all custom,
All custom made.
custom
right?
made, leather handle, brass hilt, and a knife. This
That's
wasn't
beautiful.
too big. It was beautiful. This wasn't too big, but the pummel was missing. But we knew it was old, and apparently he stopped producing knives early 70s. So he made knives from majoritively the time, like from 1950s to 1970. But super cool because it was a rare knife maker.
Yeah.
And all the knife guys on the knife forum.
Yeah, the knife guys
They were
went
like,
crazy
"Whoa."
for that knife. They
Yeah.
were like, "Wow!" I
I
can't
bet.
believe
Yeah,
that's-
no
Yeah,
kidding.
because this guy was a famous at the time anyway artist. He made these things,
Yeah.
So
rare to come by.
yeah, it was rare to come by, and
Yeah.
suddenly you're in Port Credit, Ontario, and you pull out of this friggin' river
Yeah.
Do you still have-
garbage.
I mean, I'm
Yeah,
not asking
you
you to show it.
You want me to get
it?
this going?
Oh, it's a battle to who's going to get
God,
it.
Jesus, Lord Almighty!
That's funny.
Because it's disintegrating.
How about this?
Yeah.
All right. I got to say this first before I
Yeah.
show this. YouTube, this is not a gun.
Not a gun.
YouTube.
No,
Listen to me clearly, YouTube. This is not a gun.
Okay.
Oh, that's
so there you go. That was the knife. You see that? Can you see
yeah,
it?
that's beautiful. I mean, I can just imagine. Yeah.
My camera's not super focused.
No, I can. Yeah, no. Hold on. You know what? Hold
The
on.
leather handle here. The leather, obviously,
Let me make you
comes
solo
apart.
layout so that
There you
everybody
go.
can see it clearly. There we go.
It comes apart, the leather, right? Because it was just leather pieces. The pieces are fairly hardened. Put them in front of my face, it'll focus on the knife. It got chewed up quite a bit there.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Yeah, sadly. But you can see the brass hilt. Look at that beautiful hilt.
Were you able to figure out when it was made? I mean, I know you have
no
a time frame, but
no exact date on it, but there's the maker's mark. I don't know if you can see it there on the knife.
yeah, it's
There?
not coming through very well. But yeah, wow.
Yeah. So no, but I imagine because he was the last time he made his knives in 1970, is that potentially this is from 1950, maybe a little earlier, but 1950s to 1970s. So you
No,
might
that's
be,
dude. That is
Yeah.
a badass find.
isn't it
That's what
gorgeous?
that is.
Beautiful.
It is.
Yeah. So that's the kind of, and look at the curve on this finger, like this.
Yeah.
Your finger.
It's there's purpose behind the build of that. Absolutely.
But what I do notice about it is that it's rather small. And him being a custom knife maker, I wonder, I'm gonna ask Neil, I'll ask you this. Do you think this is made for a younger person? Was this made just because of the hilt size? When you hold it in your
Yeah,
hand.
but you're missing here.
Yeah.
So put it up here.
The pommel.
See, you're missing that.
Yeah,
That's not the pummel. That's probably another bit you're missing. And
Yeah,
then the pommel on
there's
top of
definitely-
that.
Could have been that long.
Yeah.
Could have been that long.
Yeah. So it's probably about that long.
Yeah.
No, it's not for you.
You don't think
No, that's
it's
definitely built. That's not built for a kid. That's
It's
for
not a kid's knife. As if there would be a kid's knife. Oh, we got one for you, Junior.
well, you know what?
Here's a little one for
Junior
you.
gets a
well,
knife.
back in the
Turn
Wild West
age.
days, you know.
Yeah. Bonanza time, kids got guns and on their 13th birthday.
Why don't we see Jason anymore?
Where are you, Jason?
I took.
Oh, no,
I
you know,
took
he did that.
solo-
He did that just to zoom in. to see
Oh,
the
okay,
knife.
cool.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
put
yeah.
in
Go
a
back.
solo layout
No,
while
it's
he
okay,
was
it's
showing
okay.
that.
There you go.
Bam, there you go.
I just wasn't sure what happened. I thought Evan screwed up when I went down the
Yeah.
hallway. So I came back and he
Yeah,
pushed
So
the wrong
this
button.
This is why I'm saying again, YouTube. This is not a gun.
Not a gun. Do
No.
they think things are guns? Is that what happens?
Well, if you show a gun on a live, they will shut the live down.
Really? Oh,
Yes.
Okay, so you have to sort of say it's not a gun. It's not a gun. Really?
Yes. Well, this isn't a gun, but it looks like one. It
Well,
isn't. It's a knife.
What?
Oh,
Yeah,
did you find that? Did you catch
I
that?
found this.
No.
Yes,
Wow.
I pulled this up, and
What a
my
win
first
that is.
reaction was, oh my god, I got a gun, but it's like it's a little thing.
That's so cool.
But when I pulled it up and I looked at it, I could see the blade in there. I was like, okay.
That's
So
so cool.
I went and I cleaned it up, and you can see the little mark right there, the label.
Yeah.
So I went and found it, and I ordered one for Chrissy and one for myself.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's a pretty cool thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is neat. I actually the one that and it's got this one doesn't do it very well, but it has a spring in it, so you push down on that and it clicks open.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
You see, I would never use something like that, but I can see the cool value in it. It's certainly
It's got
super cool.
it's got the clip for your belt and everything. Yeah,
That's super cool. That's super cool.
Yeah, my
but
knives.
that's the kind of stuff right there that just that makes this so fun. Just little
yeah,
stupid stuff like that is
Well,
so exciting.
but someone's heart broke that day when he lost that.
We're
Or someone
always-
lost that.
You know what? So was something funny. Evan came up with this one time because we find bikes sometimes. We find bikes sometimes. You find bikes all the time. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
you find bikes all
And
the time.
shopping carts.
Shopping
Yeah.
carts and stuff like that.
Ah,
And so, but we found a bike, and we found a bike a couple of times, and people always think that the person that lost the bike is a good person. That it's always a nice person that lost the
Yeah.
bike. But sometimes we find the bikes, and we're like, well, we take the bike out. The bike is in nice condition. We give the bike away, right? So maybe it was a bad person that lost the bike, and it was a good person that's now getting this free bike. Because we've shocked people by just, hey, you want a bike?
Well, you know what though? It might have been a good person who lost the bike, but it might have been the bad person who took that good person's bike and put it in the water.
Yeah, there's that possibility.
It could have been. It could have been a lot of. You know what's so funny is that we find it was really. There's a weird time of the year where you can see the water in Ontario crystal clear. You can
like
just
March.
see, like March, you can just see right to the bottom. I don't know why that
March,
is.
April.
Crystal clear.
No lakeweed.
Like there's no lakeweed.
Yeah.
And we saw one time we were out, and we were just noticing, we go, wow, you can see 30, 40 feet down. You can see, that's when we started catching skateboards, because we could see the skateboard.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
You go, oh my God, that's a skateboard. You know, and it's like, look, it's almost like looking through, but we found criminal dumping grounds for bikes where we go, there's a bike. Remember that one day we caught 3 bikes one day? You can just see them crystal clear underwater, 30, 40 feet underwater. You go, why are there 3 bikes right here? And it's because that's where someone joyrides.
Right.
Yeah.
Do y'all have those electric scooters now up there?
Oh, yeah.
Like the city has around where you can like a phone app or whatever.
Yeah. I don't think the city provides scooters here, but
it's illegal. It's illegal in Toronto.
They provide bikes here, but like
bikes. They don't do
rentals.
city scooters because I guess they think it's people in Toronto go on sidewalks. They've hit people periodically with the sidewalks here. But that's
we have those here, and they're kind of all over places in America in the big cities.
Yeah.
And it's a phone app, and you download the app, you put your credit card in, and you enter it in. You go up to the scooter, you enter in that you've got the scooter, and it charges you for the time you have the scooter, and you ride the scooter around. When you're done, you click that you're done with it, and where the scooter, and it will GPS where the scooter is.
Oh, so it's like a ride. Is that like a ride and share?
It's like an Uber, but for scooters.
Yeah. That's kind of
like
cool.
Lime.
You're the driver.
The Lime thing.
Yes, Lime. There's a few of them. Well, for some reason, there's people who like to take those and throw them in the water.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So, I found one of those. I found one of those with Jason with Daddy and Daughter Plus Water one day.
Yeah.
Downtown Jacksonville.
We'll be in luck when they make it legal here. Well,
no, they're legal. They're legal. They don't. The city isn't providing.
Yeah, they're not rentable here.
Well, they're not really. It's not really. The city has, I guess, commissioned them, but it's ran by a company other than the city.
Yeah.
I meant by the city allowing them to legally operate as that way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because there are people with those all around Toronto. No one's saying, hey, you can't do that. Hey, you can't do that. But someone having a business with 30 of them set up.
The minute they let the business go live, then the city's bike, like rental bike thing will go down. Everyone's going to rent a scooter.
Yeah. And it's just people find these things. And I don't think it's people who are renting them who are throwing them in the water, because it's going to show that it was attached to you. And guess what's going to happen with your credit card?
Yeah, you suddenly own a scooter.
Yeah. Exactly. But it's amazing how many of these end up in the water. It just really is. And
I want to find one yet. That's a bit of a bucket list one. We haven't found that yet. One of the scooters like that. That we found push scooters, but not one of those types.
Yeah, we found a couple of the little razor type little push scooters and whatnot. Yeah,
I still can't believe you got a motorcycle out of there,
That's
like
wild.
a full motorcycle like that.
Wow.
That still shocks me that you.
It's still shocks me.
And that 2 guys were able to get it out, but you had your come along though, right?
Yes, we used our couple. You know what? I'm going to do a race here in a minute. We're at 57. I need 58 with the 1 thumbs down, whatever.
So thumbs down that follows us around wherever we go.
I'm
Some guy hates us so
Yeah,
much.
it's okay.
Wherever we go, whatever we do, we get a thumbs down. For that person.
Hey, Alaska's on the fly.
That thumbs down is a wave. That thumbs down is a wave.
You know what? It's an interaction.
High thumbs down.
It counts as an interaction. That's all that.
Sure.
happens.
Yeah.
But I do races on my lives, and race. Yes. Have you seen the races like the duck race and whatnot?
No.
Okay. We're going to do one of those. So right now it's showing 17 people left. We were up to over 40 earlier.
Okay.
But there's 17 people left in here right now. And those 17 people are going to get a chance to win a Squatch t-shirt.
Okay.
One of my magnetic Squatch t-shirts.
Those are cool shirts.
Yeah, nice.
Yes. What I do is first off, we have a lot of choices. We've got the duck race. We've got horse races. We've got the egg on the spoon races. There's even zombie races that are out there right now because of Halloween coming up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these up here on the screen real fast so that you can see them. And I want the two of you to choose what race we're going to do. I just clicked on the wrong thing. I don't want that. Where'd it go? There it is. Let me log in. Give me a second here while I log in. All right. I'm going to share this to the screen so you guys can see it. All right. You guys see that?
Yeah.
All right. We have classroom timers. Let me see. Let's get to that one. No, that's not what I want. Where'd it go? Oh, no. Oh, there we go. Okay. All right. So what you have to choose from, we've got spaceship timer, robot race, jetpack, monster race, emoji race, block race. We got the goofy runners, swimmers, BMX, canoe, pogo, the women's race, the funny dress, which is like funny costumes, sack race. I mean, we've got all these right here to choose from.
The duck
For some
race.
reason, so many people love the duck race.
They like the duck race. We can do the duck race if that's a fan favorite. The duck race. If people like the duck race.
Yeah. Or we've got the holiday themed.
No, we're too soon, bro. Too soon.
Is it too soon?
Yeah, we can't do anything related to Christmas at all.
Well, no, it doesn't have to be Christmas. We've
Oh,
got
Halloween. He said Halloween.
Oh, Halloween. That's
forget
fun.
Halloween.
Is that a holiday?
we've got
I don't know, thumbs
Yeah,
down
that's
on
a-
you, buddy.
that's
That's,
a-
how we got the thumbs down.
Because I
over
right
said
here.
there.
Halloween,
Exactly.
you know,
exactly.
That's the second thumbs down for sure.
We've got the Halloween race or the zombie race as well.
Well, zombie race is kind of interesting too.
Yeah. We can do zombie race.
I'll let you pick. You seem to be the expert.
Yeah, let's do
What
zombie race.
You want to do zombie race?
Zombie. Okay. Here's what I need. I need everybody who is active in the chat right now to type in the number 60. If you want to be entered into the race, type in the number 60.
For a t-shirt.
Yeah.
All right. So I normally do races for a minute, 2 minutes. What do you guys think for a time for a race?
2 minutes.
That's a long time.
Okay, 1.
Yeah, 1 minute.
1 minute race?
Yeah.
All right. We're going to do a 1 minute race and the winner will get a Squatch t-shirt.
We get to watch the race?
Absolutely. It'll be up here on the screen.
Great.
100%.
How long do your races normally go on for?
I normally do them for, anywhere between a minute to a couple of minutes.
Okay.
I've done some when I'm doing like my big giveaways. What I'll do is I'll do maybe a few races, and the winner of each race gets to go into like heat races.
Oh, okay, okay.
And I'll take the winner of each race and put them into a race, and I'll do like a 5 or 10 minute race, and the winner of that race gets the big prize. Like if I'm giving away a magnet or something. So, you got Alaskans on the fly down here saying the sludge pirates are legit. Love this guy.
Fly.
What's up, bud?
Yeah.
Hey, Alaskans
Love
on the
that
fly.
Yeah.
He introduced a new term
Yeah.
to magnet fishing.
Oh, did he?
Gobbledygoo.
Gobbledygook.
Gobbledygook. If you pull up your magnet and there's a whole bunch of rust and all just garbage on it, it's
Yeah.
gobbledygoo.
Oh, it's gobbledygook.
Gobbledygoo. And you will hear a lot of us, myself, I know Snorkel Pirate says it. I know Jason from Daddy and Daughter Plus Water, I've heard him say it. But yeah, there's a lot of us now who will say, gobbledygoo if we pull up our magnet, it's just full of garbage.
That's pretty much our new poster for our episode on Saturday for tomorrow.
Yeah.
Is gobbledygoo. We should have just called it that because that's pretty much what our poster is. It's what sort of just what we've been, because we just want to show people that you're not just always finding guns. You know what I mean? You're finding that stuff. You're finding that stuff all the time.
Well, you've got Alaskan on the Fly introduced gobbledygoo. You've got Neon Raven, who is now Team Sneak Attack with their term Sneak Attack.
Yeah.
So and I can't tell you how many channels now I've watched where somebody says they're doing a sneak attack. I say it all the time because of them. So there you go. Alaskan, he says gobbledygoo for life. So, all right. I've given everybody in here a chance. If you want to be in the race, if you haven't typed in 60 yet, please do. If you've already done it, don't do it all over again. If you've already done it, you're good. But if you haven't typed in 60 yet, type it because I'm about to go in and I'm going to find everybody who's been active in the race, and you are going to be the names that get entered into the race.
You see a bunch of zombies do something?
All right.
No idea.
Let me see here.
This is an interesting process.
Oh, yeah. I have fun doing this. I love doing this.
Oh, my God. I think this is hilarious.
All right. So we're going to – you said you want to do the zombie race?
Sure, yeah. I might as well.
All right. Let me go in here and edit the list and delete the names that it automatically puts in.
100 names.
You're probably in here, yes. All right. I've got 18 entered. I'm showing 21, so I know I'm in here. You guys are probably in here, so let's see. I think we're probably good. Okay. So here is the list, and you said 1 minute?
1 minute.
All right. So I'm going to go up here and shuffle. And shuffle.
How does one win?
All right.
It's gonna be a race. We're gonna watch the race.
But how
Yes.
does one move
Like
themselves
horse
forward?
races.
Well, I'm going to hit start, but first I'm going to put it on super full screen.
I think it's random, right?
Yes, it is. It
Is
is
it random?
Yeah, it's
Oh,
just
okay.
random, yeah.
Yeah, that's why I do the shuffle, because that way it moves everybody around.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
Yep. And all I got to do is go in here now, and here we go. 3, 2, 1, go. I know, right? You can hear him.
And Mud is making the bleed and Mud. MW is making some advancement.
Where's
And
Carl?
Mud is keeping the lead going. And
Carl.
Mud. Mohawk. Hey? Oh,
Hey.
Tim W.
And Mud is up in the front. Tim
Yeah.
W coming in back there.
Unless something horrible happens and Mud's got this.
Is it? Can they trip?
She's going to get taken out here in a little
Oh,
while.
Tim W.
no, Tim
Whoa!
W. Whoa, what happened?
Steve is out of
Oh,
there now.
no.
What happened?
And Mud lost it.
And Mud was
Von
all
Scum
the
is
way.
in the front.
And Mud was the pace.
Wow.
Oh, no. Zandalo.
Oh,
No.
yeah,
Somebody's
wow.
gonna be-
Zandalo.
Who's it going to be? Who's it going to be?
Alaska's on the fly. Alaska's on the fly.
Jay Paul.
Jay Paul.
Hey, Paul. That's got to be a photo. Check that out.
All right. So, Jay Paul, Alaska's on the fly.
Whoa,
was in
he's
second.
second.
Dandelo was in third. Chrissy, you were fourth.
Wow.
That's fun.
All right. So let me remove that from the stream. So there we go. So Jay Paul for the win. Whoop, whoop. So Jay Paul is going to get himself a Squatch t-shirt.
Nice job, Jay Paul.
Man, I don't have any. I got to buy. You know what, guys? You guys have a logo.
Yeah.
You guys have got to get. man, I'm gonna have to. Have you seen the poker chips?
Yeah, your poker chips are cool.
Yes.
You want to put them on the poker chips. They've been the coolest thing.
You've got to get yourself some poker chips.
I know.
Absolutely.
It's like you've raised the bar on the poker chips out of
Wow.
nowhere. Suddenly there's these freaking Squatch poker chips. They're like the coolest thing. And we're like,
Oh.
we want to have Sludge Pirate poker chips.
I've got to get some poker chips.
And you know what?
I'm like almost out of my poker chips, but it's easy right here.
Oh, chiplab.com.
Chiplab.com. It is so easy. You just take your logo, you go to their site, you just put your logo on there, make sure everything is centered, make sure it's how you want it, upload everything, and their chips come, and they are, well,
They're legit.
let's see, I've got,
They better be Las Vegas quality.
They're legit.
oh, these things are great. I've got
Oh, I've
Brockton
seen they are
Magnet
great.
Fishers. I've got Brockton Magnet Fisher right here,
Whoa, look at those.
and I've got Relic Reaper metal detecting right here.
Wow.
Well, they look so cool, huh?
Oh,
There.
I thought for sure
must be
when I
nice
got
to-
one of these that it was going to be like a dollar store. You know those little plastic with
Yeah,
like
yeah.
the ridges on them? I kind of thought that's what it was going to be, but when my poker chips came in, it felt like Vegas quality
Nice.
type serious poker chips, and they
Okay.
are.
Okay.
So, yeah.
No, I think it's the coolest thing. Yeah, they're very cool. You do hats as well and all that. You do all the merch and
I need to do hats. This hat actually was sent to me from another viewer, and I wear it for my lives, and I got a plug because it's one of my favorite channels, Happy Place Camping. They haven't been on here tonight, but Happy Place Camping. I love watching the camping sites because I love seeing where they go and the travels and the camping sites and everything they get to see is really cool.
Nice.
But I do need to do hats. I haven't done hats yet. But I'm so glad Jay Paul won. That's so cool.
Congratulations, Jay Paul.
Jay Paul.
Absolutely.
For hanging on and partaking in the race. You got to partake. Got to hang on. You got to partake. You don't win.
But yeah, I do a race, at least one race every night. Sometimes it's just for stickers. I do sticker packs, or I'll throw in some poker chips. Sometimes it's for the shirts. But tonight I felt like doing the shirts.
That's great. That's really good. That's a really cool thing. That's a really cool thing. All this seems so organic with you. Like you really seem like you're just really into just doing this. You really super enjoy doing this.
I do. I
Yeah.
really do. It's and again, I've got friends over here in the chat that I may never see face to face,
Yeah.
but right here, right now, they're friends. They're my Squatch squad. They're my treasure fam. You know, and I love it.
Treasure fan.
Getting to talk to all of these people. It is so cool. And you know, thank you, Pond Scum. That just sounds so weird to say, but thank you, Pond Scum. Squatch butt rocks. Now I got to give you a little. I don't know if you've seen it, the whole Squatch butt thing. One of my shirts, and this is the Snorkel Pirate. He took my logo because this is called Squatching After Dark.
Yeah.
So he took my logo and made it the Squatching After Dark, like what's up here on the top of the screen. So on the back of that one, I put like a Sasquatch walking away, and it says "Gone Squatching."
Oh, okay, yeah.
So that's what's on the back of the Squatching After Dark shirt. Well, Rock City Comics one night said Squatch butt because of that. It stuck.
Squatch butt. Yeah,
And
that's so thick.
I took it. I was like, oh, heck yeah. I love it. Squatch butt is funny. So I now have one of these shirts, but on the back it says Squatch butt.
Squatch butt.
Hashtag Squatch butt. I love it. I think it's hilarious.
Well, you've done a couple really that I've noticed a couple really funny videos in particular. The one that I've seen, I've liked it a bunch of times in various different platforms, is the one with the guy shows up with a medal in his face. It's like, what are you gonna do? You know, and you have that moment you take with your, I've got this giant magnet here.
Uh-huh.
like we're actors. We've done this shit for years, acting like for years and years, and your timing and all that is really good. Like the comic timing of it all is really good. You know, there's another one. Oh, there's another one you did recently too about you're getting divorced. Your wife or your wife's leaving you. Your wife's leaving you, because she won't let you buy Magnet again, or.
Well, no, I can't. I want to go back. Like she doesn't love me. That's what I'm leaving. She doesn't love me anymore.
Doesn't love me
That's
anymore.
not what I said. Said you can't go magnet fishing tomorrow.
You can't go magnet fishing. Yeah,
it's
yeah,
the same thing.
That's a really good bit. Like that's a good fun bit.
A little behind the scene on that. She came from a really bad marriage, so her family is really happy that we're together because she, you know, she's my queen. I love that woman like fiercely. And it took her family a while to accept that because of what she had gone through. So, but where we're at now, they saw that and they actually called her, "Are y'all okay? Is everything good?" They actually thought there was that there was an issue, that we were breaking up.
I'm gonna do a video of myself breaking up and blah 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 blah. It was really.
I know. I'm like, really? I'm seriously gonna hold my phone and do that if we're breaking up as I'm leaving. Oh.
It was very funny. It was very funny. Yeah. What do you want to do? What makes you do those? What makes you decide to do that? An idea like that, like.
Well, actually, on TikTok, I had seen other people who have done that. Were the same thing, but that's not what I said. I said you can't buy more fishing poles, or I said you can't go hunting today. It's the same thing, you know. So I was like, you know what? I haven't seen one for magnet fishing yet, so I got to do one for magnet fishing. And
it's always fun when someone decides they're going to go do something creative like that, you know, just for fun, like to make people laugh.
Yeah. Well, I love to write. I write songs. I write poems. I do all that kind of stuff.
Oh, okay.
I love.
You're in a band, right?
And yeah, I was a drummer. I've been a drummer since I was in high school. Unfortunately, my drums are piled up in our laundry room right now, which sucks. But it is what it is. But I love to be creative, and it's just who I am. And sometimes you need that outlet. And when I come up with something, I've got to do it. I've got to make it happen.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, it's very funny, very funny stuff.
And I can just see you guys, both of you being actors, being the same way. If you get something in your head, and you've got to somehow or another bring that. It's got to be created. It's got to be put out there.
Yeah. If you also too, what happens is that you can see it. I'm sure you're the same way. Not everybody. It seems like not everyone can do that, but you can see the picture in your head,
yes,
and you can see how you want it to go, and you have experience or a manner in which you can sort of take that image and actually make it presentable and make it happen. You know.
Yeah, absolutely.
You get an idea, but the acting thing is very, very different from what we're doing with the show. Like the show. My acting teachers would just go crazy with the stuff they see I'm doing on Sludge Pirates because, you know, I'm not using my voice properly. You know what I mean? Like my voice gets all high pitched because like, oh my God, I can't believe my mother, you know, you're not supposed to talk like that way on camera, you know, there's all, so, but when we do the show, we're really, really, really trying to be just like just absolutely forget the acting thing. It's just, we could be lawyers doing this, you know.
I took a drama class when I was in high school.
Yeah.
And my drama teacher docked me points for freaking being too real.
I mean, got kicked out. No, he didn't get kicked out. Sorry.
It's Whiskey Tango Foxtrot. I mean, really? You're docking me points for being too into my character that you gave me? I don't get that.
Well, that's why they're teaching.
Yeah. Well, and but it all happened in like 10 minutes. It was like, okay, this is your role. This is your role. In my head, I built that character.
Yeah.
I knew who that person was. So when he said go, I wasn't me anymore. I was that person I just created in my head. And I got docked points for all that. I'm like, what the hell?
There's no points in acting.
That's exactly. And it was one of those, well, damn, do I try this hard anymore now? What the hell?
The theater school I went to was so hardcore, they didn't even give you grades. You either got kicked out or you didn't get kicked out. It was that hardcore. Like they took 12 people all across the country and they took the top 12 people. And they put you through a program for 3 years. You were never given an A or a B or a 90% or a 40% or 50%. You just had your meetings at Christmas. And you either were let go or you weren't let go. Because it was like, how are you supposed to degrade artists? You know, how are you supposed to degrade them? Well, you got a 70% on that play. You got.
I was usually just get rid of the people that sucked in class. We don't want them in class anymore. Get rid of them.
Yeah, well, that's what happens.
What it was. Yeah, just get rid of them. Get rid of
but how fearful is that got to be, though? You show up for class the next day, and are you in class anymore?
Oh, it's like that all the time. It's literally you just don't know. When you're in a performance-based thing, everyone is friends, but everybody's competing at the same time. You know, so you're all a group of friends, but you're also really competing against.
It's basically just like Survivor.
It's like Survivor. Yeah, it's like living Survivor.
Right.
You know, you get along with some people, but that guy's going to try to steal your part.
Yeah.
You know what? That actually might make a good show.
You kicked out of school, not him.
That would make a good show. Survivor, the actors.
Yeah.
Oh, that's just auditions. Call it auditions.
Right? There you go.
Yeah, the craziest thing when you're acting, you have to go and stand in front of complete strangers, you know, a table full of people. We used to back in the day before COVID, you know, a table full of people, and you don't know who those people are, and you have 6 pages of memorized stuff, and you have to pretend you're the cop or the this or the that or the husband or the lawyer or this or that, and you have to pretend you're real in front of these complete strangers. You know, so and you know, a lot of times they're assuming before you even open your mouth you're going to suck. You know, so you have to try to win over everybody.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and I can understand that. It's you've got to make sure you're finding the right person for the right position.
And they're so used,
well, you would hope that's what they're doing anyways.
Well, they're so used to seeing people that aren't. So it's sort of like American Idol or Canadian Idol or whatever. Like after a while, you assume the person that's going to come in front of you is going to suck because we've seen 500 people that suck that day.
Yeah.
So
and that's what a lot of people don't realize when they're watching those shows. You're seeing so small of an amount of people who have come in front of them.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they've had horrible people in front of them all day long. You know, they do have their ringers where they kind of, because there's a pre-screen. I had an ex-girlfriend one time, was into music stuff, and she went to that, and there was a whole pre-screen sort of thing where she had to sing for the pre-screen people. So if you are amazing, there's nobody that goes in front of any of those judges where they don't have it on a little card that says pay attention to this person, they're amazing.
Right.
So they sort of are warned a little bit, but,
yeah,
you know, it's not they still don't know. Yeah, because they're like going, but for the most part it's just this one awful person after another. Like when I see Evan cry, I haven't watched Susan Boyle. You know Susan Boyle? You remember Susan Boyle?
No.
Yes.
You remember
Susan
Boyle?
Boyle?
That she was the British, right?
the British lady that was like
that she came out there and she was, and everybody's looking at her and she was, it was like the whole Mrs. Doubtfire thing.
Yeah, Mrs. Doubtfire.
And then she starts singing.
Yeah, and she just blew the room up.
She just made Simon Cowell.
Oh no, Simon Cowell's his facial expression on that was
everyone went nuts.
Yeah,
but I saw him and I watched it again and again and again and again, that video. I see him sort of sit back with a smirk on his face when she's singing, and you see him look at a card, and he looks up at her like he's going, you know, I didn't read the card on this person that probably said, watch out for this girl. This woman, she can sing.
Yeah.
You know, she's gonna.
And she was one of those, and there's been quite a few where it's the voice just didn't match.
Yeah.
You know, it just
talent.
Yeah.
Like it's really.
Let me ask the two of you something.
Sure.
Is there anything that any of us would have seen where we, other than your YouTube channel, is there anything that we would note that we would recognize you guys from?
No, it'd be like stream of consciousness stuff, like something that you've watched I've been in, but it wasn't like something that was you would remember me. It was just like so I've been in stuff you may have seen it, but you may not remember. That's for me.
Okay.
Well,
Let's see if we all remember what Neil was in. What was it? What do you think people remember you from?
No one remembers me directly. I don't think from any one thing. I get a lot of people think I'm their friend's ex-boyfriend or their friend's ex-husband or something, or they remember me from a party or something, but they don't, which they've never met me ever in their lives, but they don't know. But back in the day, there was a lot of we couldn't go anywhere because I did a whole bunch of commercials. I did like 10, 15 years of commercials. But probably I was on you did commercials too.
Yeah, no.
You decided not to talk about that.
No, because
so I did. So I don't know what to say.
You do have a famous one, but again,
I have lots of famous ones.
It'd be streaming consciousness stuff because they probably watched it, but they don't remember.
They didn't know. Yeah, that's the problem with commercials that people don't know. They're going about their life and they see you. But I would say I was on a Designated Survivor was one I did okay on that. Where I had about 4 episodes on the Kiefer Sutherland show, and I played a Fox News reporter. So I played like a Fox anchor, like a Fox News guy.
Okay.
The guy on the white couches, and I had like my 2 Fox News girls with me.
Right.
And I had 4 episodes there where I just played a super a-hole, hardcore, person on Fox News who had problems with Kiefer Sutherland presidency. So I play one of those types of guys, very aggressive.
Okay.
And did that kind of stuff. But not like The Boys. I was on The Boys, but no one's. It's a good scene, but it's like no one comes up and goes. What it is you do is you just do gigs. It's just gigs. You're a musician. You do gigs. You go from one gig to the next gig to the next gig to the next gig. So for here with acting and stuff like that, you do 5 lines in one show, 8 lines on another show, a couple characters you're recurring on another show, and then so you're just, someone sees you're Superman's best friend and something else is someone's ex-husband.
Right.
That's how you're like, and Toronto in particular, because so many Americans don't realize that most of the shows shoot up here. Like most of them shoot in Toronto and Vancouver, right? So that's something that's a lot of people don't know. So Canadian actors are almost like the old time characters from like the 1950s, the studio actors that would go from one studio to another studio to another studio. So Canadian actors go from one show to another show to another show.
Right.
That's a long answer to your question.
No, that's fine. That's
the answer is probably nothing.
No, it's fine. It's digging in. It's learning about you and learning about what you guys do and everything. And
what's really weird though is like you do get people recognize you at times, or you get people that are just staring at you. They can't remember. They don't know where they're coming from. They just they'll just look right at you and try to figure it out, and they really do think you're someone's ex-husband, so on and so forth.
Well, have you had? Because I just had this. It's twice it's happened to me now, but this is the first time it's happened while I was fishing. Have you had people recognize you from YouTube while you were at fishing?
Oh yeah,
no question. All the time. Never doesn't happen, and it happens in droves. We have people watching us. We have like crowds of people watch us. As soon as they find out who we are, they it's not crowds and crowds, but sometimes it'll be like 5 people, 10 people.
Yeah.
Hanging out watching us.
Well, people do come up to us and like even in obscure areas all of a sudden.
And anywhere.
Yeah. We've been like
anywhere.
I've seen your show.
Like I've seen your show. Are you the guys?
Which took a while though. That took a while.
Are you the magnet guys?
That took a while.
Yeah,
that wasn't overnight.
I had my first one while I was out on Saturday while I was doing the live. And they were in a Jeep and they pulled up. They turned around. They drove past us and actually turned around. And she was like, "You're that Squatch guy."
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah. She was. I knew I recognized this bridge. And she like recognized it. And I was like, "Yeah, I'm getting ready to go down to my car and get a drink and a new battery. Y'all want some stickers?" I get down to my car. I don't have any freaking stickers.
No.
So I gave each of them a poker chip. But
Well, they would like the poker chips.
well, he was like, I wanted to put a sticker on my Jeep. I'm like, well, hit me up on Instagram with your address and I'll mail you some. And they haven't yet, so whatever. But it was just, it was cool. She's like, you're the Squatch guy.
Well, we've definitely had people do that, and it is kind of weird. Like but normally it's like when we're together. It's rare that when we're separated, like when we're together, people recognize us from the show.
Right.
But when we're by ourselves, people don't.
Well, you're a team. Yeah.
And so, but the other day, I just moved the other day, and I was just kind of super run down. I was kind of depressed with the whole move. I had to move neighborhoods and the whole 9 yards. I was completely beat up. And I was waiting on a street corner, and I was with all these other people around me. We were about to cross the street, and this guy turned the corner, and he's across the street, and it's like beep beep, big smile on his face and waving. And he goes, "Sludge pirates, sludge pirates," like that, right? And I was like, "Oh, hey, man!"
That's so cool.
That was fun. That was fun. We've had that before, though, where it really catches you off guard because you really do forget that people watch.
Yeah, and you start to realize how people actually connect with you and whatnot. And it's the same thing over here. There's a lot of guys like in the chat right now who you watch their videos and you connect with them, and you know them through that. But that's why I love doing this, because it's the two of you are so much deeper than just the Sledge Pirates.
Yeah.
And
same with everybody. Same with
right.
you.
And that's why I like doing this, because people now, when they watch you, there's more of a connection to you guys in your videos now from the people who are seeing you now on here. You're not just the Sledge Pirates.
Yeah.
They have a deeper connection, and when they watch your videos now and they see your reactions and they see what you're doing out there, there's a deeper feeling of knowing you two than there was before.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And it helps build that connection with the audience.
Well, I actually really give a lot of thanks to you for providing that opportunity for us to
Absolutely
do that. I mean, you reached out and immediately when I saw your message, I was like, because we're fans of your show and fans of your posts, and
well, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely, and fans of your videos, and so it's like, sure, it was not even a hesitation. It wasn't even a hesitation. I mean, down the road, if and when that happens again, sure, we can't say every week, but you know what I mean. We pay attention.
Well, you guys are listen. You guys are always welcome. Always welcome. When I do this, if I don't have somebody who I've got planned to come up, I put the invitation out there for people to come up and chat. And I don't always do a format like this where it's just us. Sometimes I bring up a whole crew. There was one night somebody came in here and they said, "Man, I feel like I just walked in on the Brady Bunch."
Yeah.
I had the whole Neon Raven crew up in here and everything. It was crazy. So this is Down South Dirty Diver, who you probably know better as Dirty Mag Yackers.
Oh, you Dirty Mag Yackers.
This is Jake. Yes, this is Jake from the Dirty Mag Yackers, Down South Dirty Divers, saying hey to everybody.
Oh, cool.
So
those guys are so fun. We saw them they had some channel problems.
They did. Well,
they had a weird channel problem, like something weird happened.
An AdSense problem.
Yeah.
They had to completely start all over again because of AdSense.
Wow. Are they still the Dirty Mag Yackers?
They are. When it's the two of them together, Jake and Adam together, or one of them by themselves sometimes. But their magnet fishing channel is still the Dirty Mag Yackers.
Cool.
Jake, who is right here with Down South Dirty Divers.
Oh, during Down South Dirty Diver.
He went and got a scuba certificate. He's now a certified diver. Yeah. So he has his own channel, and Adam went and joined him with it. Adam I ain't doing that. What you know what? It's some people don't want to do it. And I understand that. But he started a diving channel now where he goes under and kind of does
Well,
Evan
sometimes points out the obvious to me. And I was trying to figure out the name, the Dirty Mag Yackers. I was trying to figure out Mag Yackers. I was trying to figure it out, and I was trying. So why do they go with mag yackers? Like, what's a yacker? And they're trying to work it all out. And then they're in kayaks the whole time, right? Obviously. And then Evan says they're like magnet kayakers, mag yackers.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. And it's a great name, and it's a great show. And I always enjoy watching those guys. And we'll sometimes try to get our voices as deep as theirs, and we can't do it. It's impossible.
Oh no, especially Adam. His voice, he
Awesome.
has that TV narrator voice.
Oh, absolutely. We know people that own beautiful homes with his voice.
Right.
Like he could do that. Right.
Well, you know, they live in Georgia. Actually, both of them work in.
They both have good voices, by the way.
Yes.
But one of them in particular has a really
freaking Adam's voice is incredible. I mean, it's just his voice is awesome. But they both actually work. Well, here he's got both of them up here. They actually both now work for a studio. I don't know which studio. I know Adam was working on the what is it?
Oh, work down there in Georgia.
Black Adam.
Yeah.
I guess is the name of a Marvel movie coming out.
Yeah.
Black Adam. Yeah.
No, DC.
So,
DC film.
DC.
Yeah.
Whichever one it is. So it's pretty cool, but absolutely. Yeah, Janine's like, I love Adam's voice.
I'll never have a voice that cool ever.
I can't even drop my voice like that to make it sound.
Can't even do it.
I suppose.
Well, what I'll do though, if I have to do an accent or something like that, I'll watch those guys. If I have to do like a southern accent down there, and because we always have to do, because Canadian actors always have to play Americans. I never play Canadians. I'm always playing Americans. And Canadians, though, have a very distinct Canadian accent. And so there's various various words we're always being corrected on that we have to, like, we can't say sorry. Canadians say sorry. We're always sorry. So we always have to say sorry. Because Americans say sorry, even though you may not ever say sorry.
Sorry.
But we have it written down in our scripts. Sorry. And not sorry.
That's okay. We make fun of Brockton Magnet Fisher, and not meanly.
Not in a bad way. He's got the best accent ever.
I don't know if you've ever seen it, but we call Brockton. He's the ambassador. His nickname is the ambassador, and we all love Brockton. But with him, he's from Massachusetts, so it's not car keys, it's cockies.
Cockies.
It's not the harbor, it's the harbor.
It's okay. It's the cockies and the harbor.
Yeah. So, and it's all in fun and joking around.
They don't know. It's so funny because does someone with a strong accent like that, do they even know that they even have an accent like that?
No, because everybody else they hear has an accent.
Yeah, we have the accent. And those guys are like,
yeah, they don't have an accent. It's and even with myself every now and then, and I don't hear it when I'm talking, but I'll be editing my videos and I'm like, holy crap, where did that come from? Something will come out of my mouth and it's like, whoa.
We hear about the hoose, you know what I mean? About the hoose, about the house,
yeah,
about the hoose. It's just it's suddenly become a hooser and you're a hoser, and because it falls in pretty easily. You can
absolutely.
You can't help it. I mean,
it's who we are, and it's what makes us all so different. But what makes us all the same is the fact that we're so different. And a lot of people don't realize a lot of the most famous American actors are British also.
Yeah. They just do they just do the American accent.
Just take Walking Dead, for example. Rick with that Southern, and who he is, he's British. Maggie, she's British, but it was like 4 seasons in before I knew that either of them were British.
Well, Superman, Henry Chevalier.
Right.
Chevalier, he's British.
Oh, yeah.
Thor, what's his name? Hemsworth.
Well, Spider-Man, the young kid that plays Spider-Man in the Marvel movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it always sort of surprises me because there's so many good American actors you can't find
that aren't even American actors.
Yeah, it's like,
you know what's funny though is they all do American accents better than we do like British accents.
Yeah.
Which is funny.
Yeah, it's the whole accent thing is so crazy because I have in my resume a list of like 10 of them, which I really can't really do any of them. I don't think I can do a bunch of them, but you have to really work hard on them. Like I could do any accent, but if you give me not any accent, that's a lie. It's like that's a lie, right? I can't do any accent. But you either have to have an ear for it or you don't, and then you have to work really hard at it because there are people from that world that have that accent, and they're going to go, "Wow, you didn't even think about doing this properly." You know, you have to. You don't want to just knock off an imitation.
Right. Absolutely. Okay, J. Paul, I got you. Right on. I will. What I need from you, J. Paul, is which shirt. Well, what color you want and your shirt size, and I will get that, and your mailing address, and I'll get that out to you.
Oh, dude, we are finishing tonight. Yeah, we have to because Jason, we still in the middle of editing.
I know you guys stayed with me a lot longer than I thought you would.
We got to catch up to our editing.
We got to go edit, Jason.
But it's been a pleasure.
I thought we would just edit tomorrow, but Evan just informed me we're not editing tomorrow. We're editing tonight.
I got to go shopping tomorrow.
He's got to go buy clothes. He's got a new job.
Got a new job.
Right on.
Yeah.
Well, guys, thank you so much.
Oh, thank you.
You are always welcome. If you're free on a Friday night and you want to come up and chat and just join in the conversation of whatever's going on, you're more than welcome.
Thank you so much.
100%.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, man. It was a lot of fun talking to you tonight and just going over all this stuff. And it was a fun thing.
And that's what it's meant to be. It's just meant to be a good time. Kick back, relax, get to know each other. Let everybody here know who you are so that they can all love you more than they did before.
Yeah. Well, you know, I mean, we all just have a shared interest. You know what I mean? It's just it's all a shared interest, and it doesn't matter. And when we come across other magnet fishers, we'll talk about fines, we'll talk about magnets, we'll talk about, it's like, that's what it is. So we're no different than anyone else anywhere in the world who has an interest in it.
Yes.
We've been getting into a lot of mudlarkers, talking to mudlarkers too recently.
Yes.
European mudlarkers are fascinating people. I mean, not just European ones, but I mean, that's been fascinating too, and we could go on.
I got you. I know.
We could talk forever.
It's a rabbit hole, is what it is. You can get lost down the rabbit hole. It happens.
Well, hey, if we're ever not, if I'm ever around at home and I'm catching a show, I'll pop in and say hi. I mean, I got a phone.
100%.
If we're together, we'll do it too as well.
And tomorrow, if you're free tomorrow, I'm going to be doing a special live tomorrow, starting 5 o'clock Eastern time. It's this Sleaford Dippers magnet fishing from the UK. They just got started, brand new. I think right at this point they've got one video up. They've got another video they're getting ready to get up. I've got them coming on tomorrow as a special guest. It'll be like 10 o'clock their time. So I told them between 10 and 10:30 for their time to join. I'm starting at 5 o'clock Eastern. But it's to help promote them and to get the American crowd or anybody else who's watching. I actually have people over in Finland who are watching. So it's to get them out there. But I'm doing a special live tomorrow for them, just simply because I can't at 10 o'clock here. It's 3 o'clock there.
I'll talk to you to do that though. So we can check that out for sure. If
you're around, absolutely. So guys, again, I want to thank the two of you so much. It means the world that you wanted to do this and that you jumped on it like you did.
Absolutely.
No,
you're doing a great job, man. You're doing a great job. So
thank you. You guys are too. You guys are very entertaining, very great channel, fun channel, some awesome, especially I wanted to bring up your table that you pulled up that one day. That was fun. Guys, please go check out the Sludge Pirates.
Right on.
Absolutely. Show them some love. Tell them and let them know. Let them know you saw them and you found out about them here, so they'll know where you came from.
We'll say hi back. We'll follow you back too. We're interested in who's interested in us, right? So we'll reciprocate and we'll reach out to you. You guys reach out to us.
100%. Absolutely, guys. Thank you very much. And as I like to say, stay squatchy.
Stay squatchy.
Stay squatchy, buddy. Thank you very much.
All right, y'all take care.
Okay. Take care.
That was fun. I mean, that was fun. That was so cool. I've watched those guys now for quite a while, and actually getting to talk to them and see them, that was really cool. So they're a couple cool guys. They really are. They're hard workers. They've got a good channel. They find some really, really cool stuff. And so if you're not subscribed already to Sludge Pirates, why aren't you? Get over there and do it. Make it happen. Guys, if y'all are still in here, if you're in the chat still, go ahead and drop your link real fast so everybody can. Make your way over there. Actually, 907's already done it. He's already put the link up there. Right on. Right on. Hey, you're welcome, Ponscom. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Oh, wow. Let me try that again. Saskatchewan says he's met them. That's really cool. Yeah, that was absolutely. And I mean it, Alaskans on the Fly. I mean it. You guys have created a magnet fishing. Well, you have created a magnet fishing term that has like resonated. And of course, we all know as gobbledygoo. I use it all the time now because of you. So that was fun. I really appreciate the two of them coming up here, taking time out of their evening away from editing, which they gotta get back to now so they can get stuff done. But that was fun. That was absolutely enjoyable. Don't forget, tomorrow there is a scheduled 5 o'clock Eastern time. I will be going live again tomorrow. And about between 5 and 5:30, we will have Sleaford Dippers magnet fishing from the UK will be coming on here. And I'm looking forward to that too, because they're a new channel. I'm wanting to help introduce them to everybody and see if we can't help build them, show them some love. They've got one video out there, and it's actually pretty good. It gets a little later on in the evening. I don't think they quite expected to go as late into the evening as they did, so it gets a little bit dark. But they're fun. And I'm looking forward to getting them on here and showing everybody who they are and getting to know them just like we did with the Sludge Pirates. Yes, absolutely. Don't forget this. Fan Fridays next Friday at 7 p.m. That is with 907 and with Tidewater Magnet Fishers. Make sure y'all check that out. It's a fun live. Unfortunately, at this point in time, I can't make those lives anymore because of bowling. I do bowling now every Friday, and it starts at 6:30 and goes until about 9, which is why I had to move my lives back to 10 o'clock. But make sure you guys, if you haven't yet, made it over to 907 and Tidewater's Friday night live that they do at 7 p.m. Eastern time. Make sure you get over there and check them out. It's actually really fun. The two of them do a really good job on that. Oh, Hayes says they're going to have a special guest. That's cool. Yes, Murphs, I completely agree. I love this group. This is so much fun. It really, really is. Wow. So, J. Paul winning a Squatch shirt. So I'm going to get that set up and get that ordered over to him. One heck of a night. One heck of a night with the Sludge Pirates. That was fun. I'm also working on getting something set up with Staff's Water Raiders over in the UK. There's a few other channels that I'm working on. If there's anybody who has a channel who would like to come on and be a special guest one night on here, hit me up. Let me know. I am more than happy. Absolutely. We can do just what we did. I would love for everybody to get a chance to know you, a little bit of your backstory, why you got started in the treasure hunting, why you got started doing what you're doing, who you are. It really helps get people to have a little more involvement, I guess, in who you are and your channel. It really does. Sweet, J. Paul. I haven't gotten to my email yet, but I will look at it and I will get things up and ordered for you. I still got to get a shirt out to Dawn the Metal Detective as well. So I'll get on those probably tomorrow, because right now I'm not really in the condition to do that. So, guys, it is after 1 o'clock here in the morning. I got to get up in the morning and go do myself some magnet fishing. Guys, thank you so much. I really appreciate all of you for being here. All of you for spending the time. Yes. Yeah. Northants. Absolutely. I want to get them so bad. Pinky Dip. Yes. There's a lot of the guys over there, a lot of the channels over in the UK who I'm really looking forward to getting on. And when I do schedule those will have to be either Saturday afternoon or Sunday afternoon lives, just simply because of the time difference. But when I do get those set up, I will get them. I will put them out there so you'll know about them. But I hope all of you will come and check out tomorrow so that you can actually get a chance to see this new channel and get to check out the Sleaford Dippers magnet fishing. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. Love you all. J. Paul, I'll get to that email and I will get your stuff ordered and sent out to you, as well as a couple stickers. Guys, thank you so much. Hey, don't forget to leave the place a little cleaner than you found it. Stay squatchy, y'all.